It's time for Rebel Sports on MyLocalRadio.com and 98.3 KADQ. Rebel Sports is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power, Ready, Rich School District, Town of Randolph, Evanston Regional Hospital, Come On In, Westart Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, T7 Propane, Station on Main, Stacy's Repair, Ellingford Brothers, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, Jimmy John's, Dr. McKay Franco, Crawford Trough, Woodruff Corner Store, Our Bakery, Mound Valley Cattle Company, and the town of Garden City.
Hello to all of our listeners out there. We are just getting ready for the girls' game tonight to be going underway. We've been entertained with this matchup between a Big Piney and a familiar foe in Manila. 2-point game with 18 seconds left here before the girls' game gets going. But we will start our pregame show now. Welcome to all of you listeners out there. We'll start with our Where Are They Now segment and go from there. But we should be playing here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. And we will be right here. We thank our sponsors for making this possible, T7 Propane Production, and this is the Ellingford Brothers pregame show. And we'll be back after this break.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication, including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about three things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for two reasons. One, it's the best way to reach your local audience, and two, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
It is now time for our Where Are They Now segment, and I am very excited to be talking to my big bro, Colby Holmes, the Rich High alumni. Colb, thanks for taking the time. It's currently 7:21 where I'm at, 9:21 where you are, but I'm not going to spoil all the fun. I'm going to let you talk about where you're at. So, Colby, let our Rich County faithful listeners know where you're living nowadays and your family and your job, everything you've got going on.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you inviting me onto the show. The great thing about technology is I can live way out here, but still have an opportunity to follow my nephews and my niece and her dad coaching and listening to you broadcast. So it's been a cool experience over the football and basketball season to still feel like I'm involved, even though, we live quite a ways away. So I currently live in Moorhead, Kentucky. We've been here for the past 6 years. I work at the hospital doing foot and ankle surgery and the director of a wound care center here. So, being in Kentucky, we've become big UK fans. My son, that's all he's known. So it's been exciting to get the basketball team back playing really well with Coach Pope. It's been pretty cool to see how that's all progressed. So yeah, I've got my son Lincoln. He's 12. He's in 6th grade, and then I've got 2 little girls, Jane and Grace. And then I'm married to my wife Natalie. We've been married for 15 years, and life's good.
Well, and you touched on how you guys get to watch, on my local radio. I know that you guys are one of our most faithful listeners, so thank you for doing that. And I remember last year you and Lincoln surprised the family by coming to the state tournament. And when we were sitting there watching, Lincoln knew all the players' names on Rich High's team. He knew about Bridge Lungren and Jaden Dash and everything because he never misses a game. So it's good that your kids can stay a little bit connected to Rich High School, even though they live a long ways away. Tell our listeners about what it's like living in Kentucky, where basketball is very much worshipped over anything else. I mean, there's obviously UK football's done well, but I'm sure nothing supersedes Kentucky basketball.
It's actually really cool. There's no professional sports teams in Kentucky, and so UK is kind of it. Louisville also has a team, but if you don't live in Louisville, you're not a Louisville fan. Everybody else is UK basically. And so it really is neat. Most of the patients who come into my office all wear UK gear. It's the topic of conversation. The last couple of years when they were down a little bit, the mood was down. People are excited right now. When UK is playing well, other problems go away. So it's pretty neat. And living in Moorhead, there is a university here, Moorhead State, that Lincoln and we have season tickets. We go to all those games as well. Even as a small school, they made it to the dance last year. So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to be here. And, I love basketball and having my son being the same now and being the right age, we have a great time going to these games.
So Colby, what led you to go down to the path of being a foot surgeon and wound care and working in the hospital setting?
It's not something I ever thought I would do growing up. I served a mission in Cleveland, Ohio, and there's a school there for podiatry, and being around some of the people that were there that were in school first got me interested in it. And, after I'd gotten home and gone to school, I had considered physical therapy. I'd considered teaching and coaching, but the more I investigated, the more I looked into things, this is the path that seemed right for me, and it's been the best decision. So I'm really happy with where I'm at.
So let's segue into your days at Rich High School. What were some of the high notes that you remember that when you think back, obviously most people don't live in their high school days, but there's always some good memories that you look back on and maybe tell your kids about. What are some of those times that you cherish that you had during your times at Rich?
It's always fun to think back and about those days. It's not something I talk about often, or it's been a while now, but I was fortunate enough to win a state championship in football. We played in the state title game in basketball, lost to Waterford, but we were able to have some success, and I had a great group of friends that we played together, and those are good memories. One funny thing, Lincoln Googled me one day to see if I actually played football, and he read we won a state title, and the only thing that he pulled from the whole thing was that I threw an interception in the state championship game. And so he oftentimes reminds me of that at the strangest times, and so I'm getting heckled for that out here.
He keeps you humble. Well, Colby, I always like to end our interviews by, when we're talking about the Rich High School days, is there a teacher that you'd like to give a shout out to that had a positive impact on your life during those 4 years?
It seems like it's been a long time, but somebody that did have a big impact on me was Ralph Johnson. He was there my freshman year, English teacher, and he had a big impact on me. And so that's what I would say.
Well, he is a legend for sure, even for people like me who didn't have the chance to be taught or coached by him. He's definitely brought up often. Well, Colby, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with me, and I know you'll hear this interview, as you guys, like we said, are faithful listeners, so tell the family hi, and we'll talk again soon for sure.
All right, thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel, the Come On Inn, Casper. That means your day just got better. At the Come On Inn, you have lots of options. Unwind in the hot tub, go for a swim, relax in the beautiful atrium, and sleep in total comfort. Centrally located, the Come On Inn is close to everything. In the morning, start your day with a delicious breakfast. Top it all off with an amazing, friendly staff who is always glad to see you. It doesn't get better than that. When you're in Casper, always stay at the Come On Inn.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
I'm here with Coach Cody Lungren for our second week of the season. And Coach, you now have 2 games under your belt. You took care of business against Bull St. Joe's and Windover. What are your thoughts after being able to actually play some games and going into a very competitive weekend at the Bridger Valley tournament, Coach?
It was great to go out and, have the girls play somebody that wasn't their teammates. And it was good to see how they would respond to some pressure and respond to some adversity at times. And I thought they handled things for the most part pretty well. So I'm excited to go to this tournament at Bridger Valley.
Coach, seems like it didn't take very long at all to have your girls have a bunch of chemistry out on the floor. And I've heard from a few different people in the community how impressed they were with your fast break and with your full court press that you had. What do you attribute to the quick chemistry that they already have going on just 2 games in?
I think a lot of it comes to their basketball IQ. I really do. Like, these girls have been playing basketball a long time, and they understand the game and how it's supposed to flow. They really bought into what we're trying to do as a team, and, they look for each other. They get excited just as much off an assist as they do a bucket, and it's fun to see the ball move around the floor like it does, especially with the trap. Like, if you don't move together as one, the trap's usually not very successful, so they're moving in that trap very well.
Coach, tell us about this weekend, who's on the schedule, and if you know much about the teams that you'll be playing.
First game that we play is Little Snake, very athletic team. For example, they just took state in Wyoming volleyball, and we played them this summer, and it was some pretty competitive games with them this summer, so I'm expecting a very good game there with them. They're usually a very fast-paced team. They like to trap you. They like to throw the ball down the court in transitions. They had some really good guards when we played them this summer and some good post players, so it should be a very good game. Wind River, I'm not as familiar with them, just from talking to people. They like to pressure you up in man. They've got some fast, athletic, skilled guards, and I heard they have a good post player, so that should be a good game. In our third game that we play, it's actually our middle game, but it's against Mountain View, and they've got some, very good athletes. Post players, guards alike. They love to play pressure. They do have a 3/4 court trap that's very good, and they love to attack the basket and get after you.
Coach, what has it done for your team each year to, we don't go to the preview every year, but we do tend to do these Wyoming tournaments. What do these Wyoming teams do for us in the long run each year in the season?
It's awesome just to see a different style of basketball, and Wyoming's usually very physical. A lot of times they'll man you up pretty hard. They're very disciplined. Usually very, very good with their feet. Just fundamentally, they're very sound. So I love going and playing Wyoming teams, especially at these tournaments. You see a lot of really good basketball, and I think whatever styles that I can get in front of these girls to keep their minds going and keep them ready for whatever they'll see at state is a good thing.
So Coach, is everyone looking, after having those 2 games this last week, is everyone looking like they're healthy? Everyone's recouped just fine?
Yeah, I talked to them at school today. Some of them are a little sore, but it seems like they're doing pretty good, and we seem pretty healthy, so should have a full team there this weekend.
Awesome. Well, Coach, good job, and we wish you the best of luck this weekend, and we'll be there calling the game, and we expect there, like you said, a very competitive weekend, but some wins for the Rebels, so good luck, and we'll see you out there.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for covering them. I appreciate it.
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel, the Come On Inn, Casper. That means your day just got better. At the Come On Inn, you have lots of options. Unwind in the hot tub, go for a swim, relax in the beautiful atrium, and sleep in total comfort. Centrally located, the Come On Inn is close to everything. In the morning, start your day with a delicious breakfast. Top it all off with an amazing, friendly staff who is always glad to see you. It doesn't get better than that. When you're in Casper, always stay at the Come On Inn.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Welcome back to all of our listeners out there. I am at Mountain View High School. This is the second game of the Bridger Valley tournament, and we are playing the hosting school, Mountain View. And this is slated to be a very good one for both the girls and the boys tonight, as Mountain View has very talented teams, just as Rich does. Keys to the game. I've been talking to some of the Rich fans and obviously the coaches. When Mountain View is one of the teams that you play in junior high at Rich Middle School, you tend to get to know your opponent after playing them for 3 years, and this has been a battle between these two groups for a long time, Rich and Mountain View, for this particular group of girls. They played each other this summer, and I believe that Rich won by 1, but Mountain View was missing their one of their great players. I don't know which one that was, but I know they have a handful of good ones. A name that keeps coming to mind, and from others, is number 10, Addison Hickey. So she's probably one whose name we're going to say tonight quite a bit. This team has 6 seniors on it, so definitely an experienced team, and they will take on our Rich High Rebels, who have been playing great in their first 3 matchups. Started the season 3-0, and just my very, very early take on this Rich High team is they pass the ball very well, and the turnovers have been limited for the most part. Obviously, you can't escape turnovers for the most part, but the girls have done well at passing the ball well, scoring, and limiting turnovers. And so it's going to take every one of those factors to beat a Mountain View team like this tonight. And we are just 6.5 minutes away from tipping off this game, one that's been, many people have been looking forward to. So we will move forward to our team intro and our cheer intro, and we want to thank our sponsors for making all this possible, and for My Local Radio making it so many at home can view this game. And we'll turn the time over to that team intro and our cheerleading intro, which is a new one, and that is sponsored by Saby Trucking, so we want to thank them for making that possible.
Hazel Scott, freshman, guard. My name is Cass Argyle. I'm a senior and I play shooting guard.
I'm Paige Smith. I'm a junior and I play guard.
Corey Stacy. I'm a freshman and I play shooting guard.
I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm a sophomore and I'm a shooting guard.
I'm Kira Jolly. I'm a senior and I'm a shooting guard.
I'm Molly Weston. I'm a sophomore and I'm a point guard.
I'm Ryan Smoot. I'm a freshman and I play post.
I'm Kira Hoffman. I'm a freshman and I play post.
I'm Lacey McKinnon. I'm a sophomore and I play guard.
My name's Dottie Morris. I'm a sophomore and I play post.
My name is Brindley Hatch. I'm a senior and I play post.
I'm Lila Taylor. I'm a sophomore and I play post.
I'm Braylon Pugmire. I'm a sophomore and I'm a post.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
Foot pain can make even the simplest things a struggle. Dr. Chad Brady is a foot and ankle surgeon who listens to your concerns, offering a variety of solutions to get you back on your feet and out of pain. Dr. Chad Brady can help you get back to the life you deserve. Don't let foot pain stop you from living your life. Schedule an appointment today. Dr. Chad Brady, Uinta Medical Group. Call or schedule online at evanstonanytime.com.
Hi, I'm Tess Cornea. I'm a junior and I'm a base.
I am Ashlyn Stevens. I am a junior and I am a flyer.
Hi, I'm Quincy Call. I'm a freshman and I'm a base.
My name's Carly England. I'm a junior and I'm a flyer.
I'm Chaisley Levitt, back spot and sophomore.
Avery Weston, junior, side base.
Hi, I'm Bryn Christensen. I'm a sophomore and a back spot.
I'm Kelsey Heiner. I'm a sophomore and I'm a base.
I'm Ira Carlisle. I'm a freshman and I'm a base.
My name is Jordan Reese. I am a freshman and I am a base.
I'm Cassie Argyle. I'm a senior and I'm a base.
I'm Joss Ennis. I'm a senior and I'm a flyer.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
Welcome back to all of our listeners out there, and thank you again for tuning in. This is part one of the doubleheader tonight for Rich High School as they will take on the Mountain View Buffaloes, both in the girls and the boys game. We are just 2 minutes away from kicking things off here, and I'd like to welcome our listeners for Mountain View. I know that their regular play-by-play guy is doing the Lyman game tonight, so welcome to those of you that are listening in that are of the Buffalo faithful, and hopefully most of them are here, though. Hopefully they don't have to endure my voice. I'm going to try really hard to make sure I do the Mountain View girls justice on knowing who they are and calling their names correctly. But as I touched on earlier, this is poised to be a very good game between two talented sides. And as I talked about before, the Rebels are just going to have to really limit turnovers. No shot clock here in Wyoming, which plays a different role for the team, as you can take a little bit more time to make your play sets and take your time on getting things done. We'll see how much tempo there is from both sides. With that being said, definitely a good group of athletes on both sides. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to take one more break and then we'll be back. We're just 1 minute away from play.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
Foot pain can make even the simplest things a struggle. Dr. Chad Brady is a foot and ankle surgeon who listens to your concerns, offering a variety of solutions to get you back on your feet and out of pain. Dr. Chad Brady can help you get back to the life you deserve. Don't let foot pain stop you from living your life. Schedule an appointment today. Dr. Chad Brady, Uinta Medical Group. Call or schedule online at evanstonanytime.com.
Welcome back to our listeners, and we are just about to go underway. The Rebels will be in the black uniforms, Mountain View in white. And I will make a note, I may have already seen the best basketball game that will be seen today by a Rich County team, and that was not for the high school. That was over at the 7th grade conference championship. Our girls played Rock Springs and won by 1. It was awesome. So shout out to our 7th graders for winning the Wyoming Southwest Conference today, beating Rock Springs in Rock Springs earlier today. So we are just starting our starting lineups here. Number 3, Molly Weston. Number 15, Paige Smith. Number 22, Braylon Pugmire. Number 31, Cass Argyle. And 42, Brinley Hatch. And now we will go over to the Mountain View side for the Mountain View starting lineup. Number 11, Abby Wells.
A senior, number 12, Cody Allred.
Number 12, Cody Allred.
A senior, number 14.
Number 14, Charlie Porter.
A senior, number 10, Addie Hickey.
Number 10, Addie Hickey.
Senior, number 23, McKinley Covolo.
And number 23, McKinley Cavolo. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. All right, it is time to go underway here. We'll get our scoreboard all set up here. Let me just say, I think this gym's awesome. I've been in here a few times, and it's like a dome shape. It's It's definitely not your typical square shape arena. It's awesome. So we are just waiting for the PA to make their sportsmanship announcement, and we will be underway. Once again, this is the first of 2 games for the Rich Rebels and the Mountain View Buffaloes tonight, with the boys to follow. Ball is tipped, but that will go out of bounds. They're going to give that to Mountain View off on the Rebels, so Mountain View will start with the ball. 1 second off the clock. That's all it took. Ball is inbounded to Porter. She dribbles to her left side, gets it off to Allred, who dribbles to her right. Good shot there by Porter on the outside on the left wing, as the Rebels will now try to get the pace, getting it across the floor. Smith gets it over to Argyle on the right wing, back to Smith, back to Weston. Weston gives it to Argyle. Thinks about a long 2, gives it up to Weston on the right wing. Back to Argyle. She'll now give to Page. Page to attempt a 3-pointer. That is up, and that is good. So 2 successful trips down the floor for both teams. Mountain View gets it under to Cavolo, and that will be knocked out of bounds by the Rebels. So Buffaloes do retain possession. And again, for all of our Buffalo listeners, I will try my best to get these names down as the game goes by. As Porter gets it into Cavolo. And there's Hickey. They get it down underneath. She gets knocked down, but the ball is kept alive as Porter gets a rebound off of that. She's going to kick it to Allred, who puts it up, and that is a miss. There is an offensive rebound by Cavolo, and she's fouled as she does so. So the Buffaloes will remain with the ball under their own basket as Porter will inbound it. She gets it into Hickey. Hickey dribbling under the right side. She gets into the key, a drop step, and she will be fouled on the shot. So she will be going to the line, shooting 2. As I said earlier, you can tell that Addison Hickey is definitely a good athlete. She's one that will need to be stopped today as her first shot is up and good to tie things up. Just under 7 minutes to go here, tied at 3 in the first quarter. Coach Lungren with a very early sub. He's putting in Dottie Morse in for Brindley Hatch, as Brindley did pick up her second foul there early on. That is a frustrating thing for a player to be in foul trouble early. But Dottie will go in to fill in for Brindley. Hickey shot is up and good. So Weston gets it across the timeline over to Argyle on the left wing. Back to Weston up top. She dribbles to the corner, giving it to Smith. Smith dribbles to her left, over to Argyle on the wing. Argyle with the pump fake. She drives inside, trying to make some room. Gets it to Smith in the corner, who gets it to Weston up top and over to Pugmire. Pugmire over to Weston up top. Getting into a new set. Weston over to Argyle on the left wing. Dottie Morse screens for Argyle. She had her for a split second there as Pugmire passes it to Weston, who's open on the 3. That is up and no good, but a great rebound there by Paige Smith. She gets it back up to Weston, passes it to Argyle. Back to Weston. Weston dribbling to her left-hand side, clearing things out. Bray is there for the screen. Weston will go all the way to the basket, and that is just off the front of the rim, but Weston gets her own rebound. Passes it to Argyle, who pump fakes from the 3. Over to Smith for the 3, and that is just off as well. Cavolo with the rebound there as Hickey takes it up the floor, up to Porter underneath. She'll put it up and is good. Definitely some size here on the Mountain View side as they are now up 6-3. Argyle pulls up for 3 from the left wing. That is no good as Wells gets the rebound there and gets it over to, tries to get to Porter, but Argyle is there to steal it. She is trying to take it to the hole. She will back things out, get a new set going. Good defense there by Cass. Page gets it to Weston. Weston up top, pulls up and gets it to Bray Pugmire, excuse me. Weston drives the hoop, but is stopped, pulls up for the jumper, and that is good. 6-5 in favor of the Buffaloes with just under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Wells brings it across the timeline, gets it to Porter, who then it is stolen by Dottie Morse, getting it to Argyle, who brings it across the half-court line. Argyle over to Weston. Looks to Coach Lungren for the set. Bray sets Weston a screen. She pulls up for the three, and that is good. Molly Weston with a three to give the Rebels the lead, 8-6. Definitely a boxing match back and forth so far, as Wells gets it across the timeline. Over to Allred. Allred has it taken, but she was fouled in the process on the ground, so Mountain View will have a play out of bounds. Porter, the inbounder here, as Kira Jolly subs in for Cass Argyle. Porter looking to get it in, and she does. She gets it to Allred, but that is nearly stolen. It is stolen by Paige Smith. Gets it to Weston. Weston backs it out. Set things up here. She passes it to Kira, to Jolly. She is now on the left wing. She's going to drive in, get stopped there. Tenacious defense so far by Mountain View on those pick and rolls. Molly drops back for a three, and that is good. She went to go as she was going to drive to the hole, backed out, hit the three. Two big threes for Molly Weston here as the Rebels take an 11-6 lead with 3 minutes, 49 seconds to go in the first quarter. We'll be back after this. This is a My Local Radio production online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
Welcome back. An exciting first half so far as the Rebels are up 5 with 3 minutes, 49 seconds to go here in the first quarter. As I said, we closed out 2 big threes from Molly Weston. Rebels rebounding the ball well. As I say, you can look at this Mountain View team and know they can go off at any minute, so the Rebels have to be tenacious at keeping this lead from this athletic Buffalo side. A few new faces in for the Buffaloes. Number 2, Emma Linford, and number 5, Allie Walker. Both have subbed into the game as Hickey will bring the ball up, guarded by Paige Smith. She gets it across, crosses over to her left, gets it over to Walker. Walker gets to the middle of the key. She goes up, and she will be fouled. Strong drive by Allie Walker there. That will result in 2 free throws coming up here. And they're going to call that foul on Kira Jolly, just her first. Buffalo's yet to commit a foul. Rebels up 4-0 in terms of the foul count. That first foul shot for Walker up and no good, as she will now attempt the second free throw. Walker's shot is up and just off the mark there. Pugmire will get the rebound heading the other direction. Page gets it to Kira on the wing, who feeds it to Morse. Morse kicks it back out to Jolly, over to Smith, back to Morse. She pumps, and she's going to travel there. Tried to get something going there, but it did result in the travel, as Porter will get it back into Hickey, who is closely guarded by Paige Smith. She gets it across the timeline, kicks it back to Linford, back to Hickey, but not before she does travel. A very similar travel call there, this time against the Buffaloes. Pugmire gets it into Weston, who is guarded by Linford. She gets it across the timeline. Over to Smith on the right wing. Smith passes it to Morse up top. Morse pump fake dribbles, gets it over to Smith to Weston. Weston will drive in, passes it to Smith, passes it to Pugmire on the right wing, who feeds Morse inside. Big presence there by the Buffaloes, but they are going to call, I believe, Porter for the foul there. Yeah, they're going to call that on Charlie Porter, and that is just her first foul. 2 minutes, 57 seconds to go here. Rich Rebels up 11-6 with 2 free throws on the way. Morse's first is up and off the back iron. And Lacey McKinnon did think about coming in, but she is coming in for the shooter, so she will wait for this second foul shot. Morse's shot is up and off the back once again, but good, strong rebound by Pugmire. Morse gets the ball back. She gets it up to Weston, who kicks it to Jolly. Back to Weston. Weston will now set things up here off of that great rebound by Pugmire. Smith with the ball on the left wing. She goes on the pick and roll, sets up and shoots, gets her own rebound and puts it up, and she'll be fouled. And we saw a lot of that from Paige last game. Just a great offensive rebounder, especially at that guard position. Score remains 11-6. And they're going to call that foul on number 2, Emma Linford, her first. Paige shoots. The first one is up and good. Lacey McKinnon will come in now for Dottie Morse. Linford and Walker sub out for the Buffaloes. That brings back in Allred and Wells as Paige attempts her second free throw here. It is up and it is good. Rebels now with a 13-6 lead. 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hickey across the half-court line. She gets it to Wells. Wells fighting through things there. Over to Cavallo. Inside to Porter. She is fouled on the attempt, and she's going to go to the line. Fouled there by Bray Pugmire, I believe. Yep, and that's Bray's first foul. A lot of strong post play on both ends. This is going to be an absolute battle in the trenches today. Porter's first foul shot is up and good. 13-7. 2 minutes, 24 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Once again, Charlie Porter up to the line. Her second shot is up and good. 13-8 is how it sits right now as Weston gets it across half court. Looking to set things up. She picks up her dribble. Gets it over to Bray Pugmire on the left wing. Now Paige Smith has it on the left wing. Guarded very closely by Hickey. Pugmire gets it. She drives in, kicks it out to McKinnon at the baseline. That will be off the back iron. Hickey with the rebound, and she's going to go coast to coast. She pulls up for 3, and that is off the front. Fighting for a rebound. Porter gets that back out to Allred. And now up to Hickey at the top once again. And Hickey is going to drive hard to the hoop, and she does so, and that is just missed and rebound by Pugmire. And Pugmire trying to get it to Weston. She tries to get it to Weston, and that is hit by Hickey. And Hickey was injured on the play. She's back up but holding her head. Hopefully she's okay. Weston just tips it over, passes it over to McKinnon. She misses and gets it to Smith on the outside, and that just rims out. And that will be tipped out of bounds on the Rebels side. A lot of chaos there as Mountain View does get possession back. Number 4 for Mountain View, Michaela Lim, subs in for an injured Hickey. That's a big loss for Mountain View, hopefully very temporarily, as she did hit the floor hard there on the other end. For the Rebels, Casa Argyle in for Paige Smith as well. Porter gets it into Allred. Allred up to Wells. Wells being pressured heavily. She nearly travels, but Jolly able to steal it, kicks it out to Weston. Weston passes it to McKinnon at the 3, and that is up and good. McKinnon has been lethal from the 3 line this year, and she does so again there to bring the Rebels score 16-8. Full court press is doing its job as Argyle steals it from at the key line for Mountain View. Just under a minute to go here as Jolly has it up front. She passes it to Weston, the right wing. Weston drives to the hole. That was definitely the Cavolo effect as Cavolo went for the block and Weston not able to get it to the rim. Porter now bringing it up. She tries to get it over to Lim, but just too much as that goes out of bounds. 36 seconds to go, and Mountain View's going to take a timeout. Strong segment there from the Lady Rebels. We're going to go to a break here. This is a Station on Main production of Lady Rebel basketball, online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
Welcome back. The Station on Main scoreboard shows the Lady Rebels 16, the Lady Buffaloes 8, with 36 seconds left in the first quarter. On the floor for the Rebels, McKinnon, Argyle, Jolly, Pugmire, and Weston. Weston gets it across the half-court line as she goes to her right. She will look to pass to McKinnon, but she will pass to Pugmire at the top, who passes to Jolly. Jolly going off of Pugmire's screen, gets it back to her. Pugmire to Argyle. Argyle gets it up top to Jolly, to McKinnon in the corner, back to Jolly on the right wing, trying to get it into Pugmire, but good defense there by Cavolo. And now Wells will bring it up top to Porter. Porter at the top of the key, tries to get it into Cavolo, but she is defended by 2 to 3 Rebel defenders, and that will close out the first quarter. Rich High Rebels 16, Mountain View Buffaloes 8. We'll be back after this.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about 3 things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for 2 reasons. 1, it's the best way to reach your local audience, and 2, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back. We're here at Mountain View High School. This is the Bridger Valley Tournament, second game of the day for both sides as the Rich High Rebels take on the Mountain View Buffaloes. One thing to note, good news for the Buffalo fans, Addie Hickey is back in the game, so her injury was short-lived, hopefully, and she is back in full force. The Rebels will start with the ball here to start the second quarter, 16-8 in favor of the Rebels. Weston will go across the half-court line. She passes it over to Argyle on the right wing. Argyle looking for Morse underneath. She will dribble to her right towards the baseline. She'll pick up, give it to Morse. Morse looking to work inside, and she is not able to finish, as that is good defense by Cavolo. Porter gets it across half court, guarded by McKinnon. She passes off to Allred. Allred over to Cavolo. Back over to Porter in the corner. Porter drives and puts it up, and that is no good. Good rebound there by Jolly. She is surrounded by Mountain View defenders, and there will be a foul called. An aggressive move for the ball will result in a foul, and that is on, I believe, Cavolo. Yes, and that is just her first foul here in the second quarter. Jolly gets it into Argyle. Argyle bringing it up, guarded by Allred. She gets it across the half-court line, dribbling to her right. She tries to get it to a cutting Paige Smith, but that is intercepted by Cavolo, and Porter will bring the ball up now. Once again, guarded by McKinnon. Porter able to get across. She tries to get it to a Cavolo underneath as there was no backside help, but pass was just a little bit too far as Bryn Pugmire comes back in for Dottie Morse. Pugmire gets it into Argyle. She is a full court press, and that is broken as Bray gets it across the half-court line. She passes it back to Smith, who is up top now. She dribbles to her right. Lots of pressure there by Hickey. She passes it to the left to Cass Argyle. Argyle trying to make something happen. She drives, gives it to Jolly, but that is intercepted again by Cavolo. She's gotten a few of those so far underneath. Hickey now has it. She drives in. That was Michaela Lim that drives in there. Nothing doing there as the Rebel defense stops her in the key. 6.5 minutes to go here. No score yet here in the second quarter, but that may come here now as Lacey McKinnon is fouled and going to the line for 2. Good strong move to try to get the basket there by Lacey, and that will reward her with 2 free throws coming up here. Foul was by number 14, Charlie Porter, for the Buffaloes. McKinnon's shot does come up short, so she's 0 for 1 so far, coming in for her second attempt. Number of subs for the Buffaloes, including there was a number 21 that subbed in. I believe that's Lily Hickey, if I'm looking at the roster right. McKinnon's foul shot is up and short again. Hickey gets it across the timeline. She's driving coast to coast, and she goes right to the basket. Just a little bit too hard there. McKinnon gets the rebound and over to Weston. Weston crosses over, gets it across the timeline. They are going to get Hickey on a reach there as Weston went to her left, and Hickey reached inside for the tip away. Hickey's first foul of the game, coming here with 6 minutes to go in the first half. The Rebels 16, the Buffaloes 8. Molly looking to coach Lungren for the set. She is up top. She goes off of the McKinnon screen. Jump shot, that will come up short off the front of the rim. Weston tries to be there to stop Hickey. That was a Hickey-to-Hickey connection, and there is a foul on the layup attempt. So Lily Hickey will go to the line to attempt her first of 2 foul shots here. 5 minutes, 52 seconds to go in the first half. And that foul was on Molly Weston. Hickey's first shot is up and off the back of the rim. Brindley Hatch to check in for Lacey McKinnon. Hickey's second foul shot is up, but I believe there was a line violation there. And so regardless of the outcome, that will not be counted as the Rebels will get the ball after that line violation. Weston now bringing it up the floor. She gets it over to Argyle on the left wing. They're going to call a moving screen on Bray Pugmire. She set a screen for Argyle, but they are going to say she was moving while doing so. So the Buffaloes get the ball back as Allred's going to, Wells is going to pass it in to Hickey. She's guarded by Weston. She gets it across, and Weston knocks it out of bounds. So the Buffaloes will retain possession. Lacey McKinnon, she subs in for Bray Pugmire. I'm sure to avoid another foul here. I think Coach Lungren's going to take her out on defense for the next few possessions. Hickey gets it in to Wells. Back to Hickey. She takes it to the corner. She passes it up top to Walker. Walker feeds Covolo. A little bit too far, but Covolo keeps it alive and passes it back in. Hickey's shot is off the back of the iron, and there is a fight for the ball underneath. And I say fight in all the good ways. Good hustle by both sides, as that will result in a jump ball. So possession will stay down on the Mountain View end. Good effort on both sides there, fighting for that ball. Hickey will be the inbounder here. She gets it in Covolo, and that is good with the 2-footer by Covolo. I'm sure the Buffaloes would love to see more of that, feeding Covolo underneath. She is a good post. Weston gets it across half court. She passes it over to Page on the right wing. Page looking to feed McKinnon inside, and she does. McKinnon looking what to do. She turns and shoots, and that is off the backboard. Rebound by Walker. She gets it up to Wells, back to Walker, and she's going to travel. She went to feed Hickey underneath, but took one too many steps. The Rebels will get the ball back. Going the other way. 16-10 for the Rebels. 4 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Weston crosses the timeline, dribbles to her right. She is met by a couple Buffaloes. She passes over to McKinnon at the top of the key. McKinnon now gives to Argyle, who goes to the left. She will then pass it off to Paige Smith on the left wing. McKinnon screens for Paige, who then passes over to Molly at the top of the key. Molly skip passes it over to Argyle. A bit of a high pass. Argyle handles it well. She now skip passes it over to Paige and to Brindley Hatch at the key, who kicks it back out to an open Cass Argyle and is just off the mark. Cass has not been able to get her flow so far. She is a great shooter, just needs to get back into that flow as Hickey rebounds it and brings it down. Gets it up to Wells on the right wing to Hickey to Covolo. She attempts to get a bucket there, and it is just off the front of the rim. She goes down, slow to get up. Allred will now check in for Walker for the Buffaloes. So the Rebels do take over after that missed basket by Covolo. McKinnon gets it into Weston. It is Weston, McKinnon, Smith, Argyle, and Hatch as Weston hands it off to Argyle, who pump fakes, passes it to Smith on the left-hand side. She skip passes it over to Weston, who drives in. That is tipped by Covolo, but they're going to get someone with a foul here. I thought Covolo had all ball, but they are going to call her for a foul there on the shot, so Weston will go to the line shooting 2. 3 minutes, 39 seconds to go here. Weston's shot is up and off the back iron. 16-10 is the score that remains here towards the end of the first half. Kira Jolly in for Lacey McKinnon. Weston's second foul shot is up, and it is good. Rebels up 17-10 against this very talented Buffalo team. They've done great against them so far, having a 7-point lead here in the second quarter, excuse me. Hickey gets it over to Wells, tries to get it to Covolo, and she does, but Covolo was just too far underneath, but a great rebound by Allred and put back. Now just a 5-point game. Jolly tries to get it down, but that is deflected by Allred once again. Allred gets it down. Jolly knocks it away, but Allred able to get the ball back. She gets it over to Hickey, who drives in, feeds Covolo with a nice spin move. Covolo with a good spin move to get the bucket there. 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Weston across the timeline, over to Smith. Smith is on the left wing. Hatch sets her a screen. She goes to the right, passes it up top to Pugmire, over to Weston with the three-pointer, and that is off the back iron. Smith with a good rebound. She just tips it over to Pugmire, and Pugmire not able to handle that as it goes out of bounds. McKinnon comes in for Hatch now. 2 minutes, 42 seconds to go in the first half. Rebels have a 3-point lead, and we will have a timeout here, I believe, by Mountain View. We'll be back after this great ball game going on between the Buffaloes and the Rebels. This is brought to you by T7 Propane and the station on Main, online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
We are back here, a 3-point lead for the Lady Rebels against the Lady Buffaloes. Buffaloes went on a bit of a run there, mostly on the shoulders of Covolo, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Colin texted me, and I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly now. Colin, text me again if I'm doing it wrong, but yes. It might be Cavallo. I'm sorry. Either way, she's having a good game. Big presence underneath, as the Buffaloes will now head the other way with the ball. Hickey gets it into Lim, back to Hickey. Hickey will bring the ball up. She gets it across half court, dribbles to her right. She gets it over to Lim. To Hickey back up top. Allred is on the left wing. She gives to Lim in the left corner. Back to Allred. So they're going to call an offensive foul on Hickey, I believe. So I believe they thought that she was hooking her defender when she sealed there. So they're going to get Hickey with the offensive foul, giving the Rebels the ball back as Weston gets it across half court. She passes it to her left to Paige Smith. McKinnon sets a screen for Paige, and Paige gets it on the pick and roll, and that is just off the mark. Beautiful pick and roll there. Lacey not able to finish quite there at the end. Allred passes it over to Hickey. Hickey dribbles to her left, over to Allred, the long 2, and that is good. Allred with the long jumper there. Now just down 1 as the Rebels trying to hold on to this lead with 1 minute 52 seconds to go here in the first half. Weston tries to get it into Pugmire, but Cavolo knocks that one away once again. Hickey drives to the hole. Not much contested there, but that is off the front iron. Cavallo with the rebound and putback, and she is fouled on that, so she will go to the line shooting 2. So once again, Cavallo definitely main contributor on the Buffalo side on both ends of the floor so far today. Her first shot is up and off the mark. So the Rebels will keep that lead of 17-16 with 1:38 to go here in the first half. That foul was on Lacey McKinnon. That was her second as she is subbed out and Cass Argyle brought in. Once again, 1.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Cavallo shot is up and good. Tied ball game at 17 as Smith crosses the timeline. She picks up her dribble and passes it to Bray at the high post. Bray shoots it. That is hard off the backboard. Hickey with the rebound. She drives in. Weston on her. Good defense there by Molly. And that is a 3-point attempt by Lim off the front iron. Cass Argyle with the rebound. She tries to take coast-to-coast pump fake and over to Jolly, to Weston, to Smith. Skip pass over to Argyle. She tries to drive to the hole. She gets stopped at the baseline by Allred. She kicks it back up to Jolly, who goes to her left, over to Smith. Smith looking to drive, pulls back up. Skip pass back to Jolly. There was a whistle there, so a foul on Cavallo on that inbound pass, I believe, and that will be her second. 52 seconds to go here, tied at 17, as Bray Pugmire will go to the line, as that is the 5th foul for the Buffaloes, putting the Rebels into the bonus. Bray's shot is up and no good. A lot of missed foul shots so far today for the Rebels. You hope that that does not come back and haunt them later on. Bray's second foul shot is up and this time good. So the Rebels with a 1-point lead, 52 seconds to go here. McKinnon back in for Pugmire. And the Rebels are in their full court press now as Lim looks to inbound the ball, and she does to Hickey. Hickey's on the right-hand side. She skips it over to Allred, who gets it right to Cavallo. That was textbook breaking the press, as now the Buffaloes take a 1-point lead. The ball hardly even touched the floor there as the Buffaloes broke that press. Weston gets it across. Screen set by Jolly. Weston kicks it over to Paige Smith. 30 seconds to go here. Gets it over to Jolly. Jolly is able to handle that before it goes backcourt. Back over to Paige. Skips it over to Cass Argyle. Cass pumps and drives, and they're going to call a foul on Hickey, Lily Hickey, on the drive there. So that will put Cass Argyle at the line, shooting 2 as we are in the bonus. 19.5 seconds to go here. Rebels down 1 to the Buffaloes. Cass's first foul shot is up and good. Score is tied at 19. So Lily Hickey will come out. Walker in for the Buffaloes. Argyle's second shot is up and good. Very good foul shooter. Hickey inbounds it to Allred. Allred puts it over to Walker. 16 seconds to go here. Back into the hands of Hickey. She drives, tries to get a 2-footer up and does not, but it is back into her hands for the offensive rebound. 6 seconds to go here. Walker has it on the left wing. Gets it to Cavallo. She steps over. That is a long 2, and that is off the mark. Are they going to call a foul on the putback? They are not. So a good defensive stand there for the Lady Rebels to close this one out. The first half out, 20-19. We've got a dogfight here. We'll be back with our halftime show. And once again, this is brought to you by T7 Propane and the station on Main. And we'll be back after this.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cashback for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Randolph Medical Clinic is known for comfortably treating acute and chronic conditions as well as mental health. Nurse practitioner Nancy Weston is known for providing compassionate care. Appointments can be made by texting 435-200-5416. Randolph Medical Clinic.
I am here with Hillary Rex and am excited to talk to her as our standout student this week. Hillary, how are things going for you in your senior year?
It's going good, just a lot of stress with all that's going on, getting associates and CNA and EMT and sports on top of that.
That is a lot you have going on. Are you wanting to work as a CNA after high school, or is it just part of your curriculum of things you got going on?
Not really. I'm just getting it so that I can go into nursing school.
Awesome. And Hillary, well, we'll talk about your after high school plans in a minute. Let's talk about what you have going on right now. I know that you're a good wrestler and that has just kicked off. How have things gone so far?
Good. I wrestled for the first time this year because I just got cleared to wrestle because of my injury.
Right. From during the football game, right? Talk to us a little bit about that injury because we talked about that on the air as it was happening. So what injuries did you get from that?
So I had to get 7 stitches from where her teeth hit above my eyebrow. And then that healed nicely. And then I went and got x-rays a couple weeks after. And I broke the orbital floor bone that supports my eyes. So they went and stuck a plate in there.
So for our listeners, that happened during a football game, during one of the stunts, right, that you guys were doing on the sideline?
Yeah, we moved her up in a basket toss.
Well, I'm glad you are back on the mat and ready to go. So let's talk about wrestling. What grade were you in when they started offering girls wrestling?
I was in 8th grade. So
you were in 8th grade. So when they offered that, because that was a big deal, did you know immediately that you were going to do that, or was it something that you contemplated for a year before doing it?
Well, in middle school, I don't know, everyone was doing basketball, and so I tried summer basketball for high school, and then I was like, no, and so I just decided to wrestle because I know I'd be able to because it's like a family thing. I don't know.
It absolutely is. And just so our listeners know, Hillary's older brother, Hayden, was a great wrestler. He was my age and state champion. So it is in your family and in your genetics. So I'm glad that you're doing that. How did last year go for you in wrestling?
Last year, I took second. I had a pretty good season.
And so, Hillary, obviously you guys, with Naya graduating, she was a great one and a captain of the team. So how has it been filling that role as a captain on the team this year?
It's not too bad. I would say it's stressful, but it's really not. Our team's really easy to work with. The girls and the boys, we both get along with each other. And I think Nina's the captain with me, but it's been good so far. It's definitely been harder because we have a bunch of freshmen coming in and we had 5 seniors graduate. But besides that, it's been fine.
And so, Hillary, what's it been like for the high school, do you think? Because in my opinion, it was just a huge deal when they started offering girls wrestling, because before then, you either played basketball or you're a cheerleader or there was nothing to do. So has it been a big deal to be able to have this as an option for girls that really didn't want to play basketball, didn't want to cheerlead, but are able to excel at this?
I think so, because wrestling is a really hard sport and it's really physically demanding, but it's more mentally demanding. And so I feel like it was a good way to offer for those that needed something extra or something more.
And I completely agree with you. I didn't wrestle in high school, but I did in junior high, and by far the hardest sport I ever did, for sure. So I agree with you on that one. Hillary, how are things going with school? You touched on how busy you are with it. How are you enjoying your senior year, though?
I haven't really enjoyed a lot yet, just because I'm constantly working on homework. But Christmas break is coming up, which is almost a month break, so it should be fine for a little bit, and then it kicks back up. But it'll all be done with in May, so.
Exactly. Well, and after you graduate, what are your plans?
It depends on what I decide to do, where I decide to go to college, because I could be offered a scholarship to go wrestle in Iowa if I decide to wrestle, which is depending on this year's season. But if I don't decide to do that, then probably Weber State for nursing program.
Well, that's awesome. Those are some really good plans and options that you have. And something I like to ask everyone at the end of these interviews, Hillary, is there a teacher that you'd like to give a shout out to that's had an impact on you these last 4 years at Rich?
Yes, Cooper Cornea. We definitely have our fights, but he's never gave up on me, even after how many times I've let him down or been disrespectful, and he just constantly comes back and tries to help me, and not only just me but everyone else. He's always serving others and doing good. So
he is a good one. He's a very good guy. So, well, Hillary, thanks for taking a second out of your busy day to chat about what's going on over at Rich High School, and best of luck to you with your opening meet this weekend at Marsh Valley. We're excited to hear how you do.
Yep, thank you.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7 services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane for all your propane needs.
Listening to the music that you love brings you joy. MyLocalRadio.com brings you that music. Whether you like listening to country's biggest stars, classic pop hits, classic rock, and rock hits, or country's young guns and legendary southern rock. MyLocalRadio.com puts your favorite music at your fingertips. Download the app to your mobile device or log onto the website to bring more joy into your life with your favorite music. MyLocalRadio.com.
Welcome back to our listeners. Important update. Kovalo. That is how her name is pronounced. So apologies to our listeners, especially the Mountain View ones. Kovalo. I will say it the correct way throughout the second half. Hopefully my old habits don't get me down here. But thank you. I had a couple people help me out on that one. So, Kovalo, and hopefully I'm still saying it right. 20-19, we have a very good battle brewing between the Lady Rebels and the Lady Buffaloes. Two very good teams, very defensive-minded, and every point is earned tonight, that is for sure. We're going to go to break, and we'll be back after this. We're just 2 minutes away from the second half.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
When was the last time you got to stay at a hotel that had an indoor waterfall and a fish pond? Or a hotel with a swimming pool, a baby pool, and 5 hot tubs? At the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming, you'll get all of this, plus an amazing complimentary breakfast. You can even reserve a suite with a private jacuzzi for 2. The rates are so affordable that every time you're in Casper, you and the whole family can stay without breaking the bank. The best hotel in Casper is the Come On In and Suites. Make your reservations today and come on in.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the show as we have a great second half coming up here in just a few seconds. Once again, the Rebels up 20-19 in a very competitive battle with the Mountain View Buffaloes. So keys to the second half here. The Rebels need to just keep on going. I mean, they've had a great first half. Kovlo obviously is a very good player who has hurt them underneath on both ends of the floor. Being able to contain her and limit her production and her effectiveness on defense obviously will play a big role here as Pugmire gets it back in to Weston. Weston over to Smith. Smith, a 15-footer that is up and good. Great way to start the half here for Paige Smith and the Lady Rebels. Allred drives underneath. She's stopped by Argyle. She gets it back up to Wells. Wells over to Cavallo. Cavallo down to Hickey. Hickey gets it out to Porter on the 3 attempt. That is off, but straight into the hands of Allred, who puts it up. So that will bring our score 22 to 21. Sorry, I had to update my scoreboard there on both hands. Weston attempts the 3-pointer. That is off hard and will go right out of bounds. And we would also love an update on the wrestlers in Marsh Valley. So if we have anyone out there with updates, feel free to text me those updates so I can share them with all of our listeners. Porter's on the right wing. She passes it over to Wells. Wells to Allred. Allred on the left wing. Allred gets it to Cavallo. Cavallo to Porter on the right wing. She'll dribble to her left all the way to the basket. She is fouled and good. That is a big play there for the Buffaloes, getting them the lead and a chance for an extra bucket with foul shots coming up here. Good strong drive there by Porter as she will look to extend the lead to 2 here for the Buffaloes. 6 minutes, 51 seconds to go here in the third period. That is up and good for Porter. Weston almost stolen there by Hickey, so Weston has numbers as she backs it back out. She's on the right wing. She passes it to Smith, who's guarded by Wells. She dribbles it to the top of the key, passes it to Argyle, who's on the right wing. Screen set by Pugmire. Passed to Hatch. Over to Smith on the left wing. She passes it to Pugmire up top, who passes it to Weston. Weston pump fakes, picks up a dribble and passes it over to Hatch, to Argyle, who gets it into Hatch. Hatch tries to get things going. Argyle takes one dribble and tries to get a basket just out of reach there. Good defense there by Porter. She gets the defensive credit and the rebound there and goes to the other end of the floor. Allred has it on the left wing. She passes to Hickey up top. Hickey, fake pass to Wells and then continues her spin move for the layup. That is a very impressive move there. Buffaloes have all the momentum coming out of the half. Now up 26-22 with 5:44 here to go in the third quarter. Weston dribbles to her right to Smith, who gets it to Pugmire. Pugmire drives in and dishes it off to Weston in the corner. That is up and off the front of the rim. Pugmire tips it out to Smith, who puts it up. That is missed as well. Porter with the rebound, and she will dribble it out and bring it up as she crosses the timeline. Wells on the right-hand side, on the right wing. She gets it to Cavallo. Up top, over to Allred, who takes the three-pointer off the back of the rim, but rebounded there by Hickey. Hickey passes it to Porter, asks for it right back, which she does. Buffalo's on a run here, 28-22 with just under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Weston dribbles to her right, gets it to Pugmire in the high post. Pugmire pump fakes, drives, gets it back out to Weston on the right wing. Weston goes off the pick, 15-foot jumper, and that is off the mark. So Paige got the rebound, but she was in trouble there on the ground trying to find someone to get it to, and Coach Lungren's going to take a needed timeout as the Lady Buffaloes have come out swinging here. The Rebels down 6 with 4.5 to go here in the third period. We'll be back after this on My Local Radio.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners. Thank you to Gary McKee and Bear Lake Realty. This is the Fan Cam.
Our camera is on the Mountain View fans, as all the Rich fans are directly below us, so not really a way to show them on camera, but they are here, and they are faithful as always, as both the boys and the girls are playing here at the Bear at the tournament here, and the boys will be in the next game as well. Hickey gets the board, knocked to the ground, and the ball. Sorry, a lot going on there as Cavallo was able to get a hand on the ball after that scrum. It was passed upwards to Wells. Wells attempts the 2-footer, no good. Cavallo gets the rebound and putback. Putback is no good, but she'll go to the line shooting 2 after the foul. And they're going to give that foul to Brinley Hatch. That's her third. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Cavallo gets it up and off the back of the rim. So 28-22, just over 4 minutes to go here as Hickey is going to take a rest here. Allred subs in for her. Cavallo up and no good as Weston gets the rebound there. Argyle on the right wing gets it to Weston up top. Weston looking to set something up. She gets it over to Smith on the right wing, who passes it to Pugmire. That is stolen by Wells and going the other way here. She gets it to Porter on the left wing. A wide open Allred underneath. Cavallo with the good strong rebound and putback, giving the Lady Buffaloes a 8-point lead, 30-22 with 3 minutes 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Argyle has it on the left wing. She dribbles over, gets it to Hatch. Hatch passes it to Weston on the right wing. Weston looks to pull up, but Allred is there defensively. Paige Smith on the left wing gets a 3 up, a much-needed 3, and that is good, giving the Rebels a 5-point deficit now. 3 minutes 15 to go in the third quarter. Porter has it on the left wing. She drives past Hatch, and that will be off the mark, but Cavallo has the rebound taken by Argyle as Argyle gets across the timeline. She will go to the basket. Big block there by Cavallo as Wells has it, trying to get it across the timeline. Smith tries to get it from Walker and fouls her doing so, trying to prevent him from getting it across half court. So that will be a foul on Paige Smith as we have some subs here. Dottie Morse and Kira Jolly come in for Argyle and Hatch. So Walker will inbound to number 2, Emma Linford. Emma Linford gets it over to Hickey on the right-hand side. Paige is going to get another hustle foul there, trying to jump the pass. She fouls Hickey, and that will be Paige's second foul. Happened back-to-back. McKinnon's going to come in and give Paige a rest, as the Buffaloes do keep the ball here. Hickey gets it into Linford. Linford to Porter. Porter gets it back to the original Hickey. Hickey's still on the Porter's on the left wing. She dribbles in, gets it to Walker on the right wing, who passes it back to Porter. Porter drives the baseline, met by a group of Rebels, so she passes it back out to Hickey. Hickey with the three-point attempt, and that is off the mark. Cavallo, another strong rebound, but that is almost taken by Pugmire. Linford keeps the ball. Mountain View keeps possession. Hickey, another three-point attempt, this time just net. And the Rebels will take it back, down just 5 with 2 minutes to go here. McKinnon passes it to Morse. Morse was at the high post, attempted a shot, but that was blocked. Into the hands of Jolly, now to Weston at the top of the key, who passes it over to Jolly. Morse sets a screen. Jolly, a wide open shot from the high post, and that is just off the mark. Cavallo with the rebound and gets it to Hickey. Hickey very good at driving, and she does. Tries to draw a foul, but the refs didn't see anything there as Weston gets the ball off the rebound, passes it up to McKinnon at the left wing, back up to Weston. She goes to the middle. She's going to drive all the way to the hoop. Cavallo is there. She is just a very tough presence. She has had a great game today. That does go out of bounds off the block, and so the Rebels retain possession, 1.5 minutes to go. 30-25 in the third quarter, with the Lady Buffaloes having the lead. Weston, the inbounder. She gets it up to Jolly. Back to Weston in the corner. Weston steps back but gets it over to Jolly. Passes it to McKinnon on the left wing. Back to Jolly. Jolly pump fakes and drives, and she is going to travel there as the Buffalo defender did not leave her side there. Hatch subs back in for Morse. Linford will bring the ball up. 1:15 to go in the third quarter with the Buffaloes up 5, 30-25. Linford pressured hard by Weston there. Weston forces the turnover. It goes into the hands of Jolly, who is then fouled by the Lady Buffaloes. And so the Rebels will keep possession. That was the foul on Linford, her second. Pugmire will inbound to Weston. She will get it across the timeline. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Weston dribbles to her left. Passes it to the high post to Pugmire. Pugmire to McKinnon for the three. Is off the mark. That looked good initially. Comes off hard off the backboard. Porter with the rebound, and now she brings the ball up with Hatch, the defender. 47 seconds left. Hatch able to steal it away from Porter. She gets it over to Weston. Weston now bringing it up the floor. Gets to the perimeter. Hatch sets a screen to her right. Weston pulls up for the jumper, but then passes it to the rolling Hatch, who then passes it to Jolly. Back to Hatch. She tries for the 15-footer, but it is just off the mark as well. 24 seconds to go here as Walker drives to the hoop, passes it back out to Linford on the right wing, who then passes it to Porter on the left wing. Hatch defending her. She now goes to the center of the court. 12 seconds. Porter drives, passes it out to Linford, to Cavallo, who drives to the hoop, and that is no good. Weston gets the rebound with 1 second to go, and she heaves it from half court, and that will be off the top of the backboard. We'll close this quarter out 30-25. Big quarter for the Buffaloes. Rebels need to get some swing back as they had the momentum most of that quarter. We'll be back after this.
Foot pain can make even the simplest things a struggle. Dr. Chad Brady is a foot and ankle surgeon who listens to your concerns, offering a variety of solutions to get you back on your feet and out of pain. Dr. Chad Brady can help you get back to the life you deserve. Don't let foot pain stop you from living your life. Schedule an appointment today. Dr. Chad Brady, Uinta Medical Group. Call or schedule online at evanstonanytime.com.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
We are back, start of the fourth quarter. I want to welcome Colin Pace. He's now on the camera, and we're going to try to get the second headset working for the boys' game so he can join me. Allred brings it across the timeline to Walker, to Cavallo up top, and pass gets knocked away to Smith, over to McKinnon. McKinnon drives to the hole, tries to get a floater up, and that is just off the front of the rim. The Rebels just not getting the quality shots that they are used to and want in this. They're definitely rushing some shots. Hopefully they can calm down a little bit and get a little bit better looks going for them in this fourth quarter. Walker passing it in. Gets it to Allred. Allred takes a dribble to her left. Back to Walker. Up top to Hickey. Hickey trying to set the pace here with Smith defending her. She passes it to Walker on the right wing. Walker passes it to Allred, then to Wells. Wells on the left wing. Hickey on the right wing. She dribbles it over to Allred. Wells has it on the right wing. She passes it up top to Allred. Allred drives in, and that is good. Very much a contested shot, and that drops for Allred there. Hatch on the other end is able to score as well. So a battle back and forth between the two sides. And I apologize, our scoreboard just got erased there. Let's see if we can get it back up. In the meantime, Allred gets it up top to Hickey. Hickey drives, gets a floater, and they're going to call an offensive foul on the drive. Great job there by Brinley Hatch to stand there and take the hit. Once again, I am apologizing that our scoreboard got reset there, so I will get it back to how it should be, as we've got a 32. Okay, my apologies. 32-27, their score here in the fourth quarter as Argyle drives to her left, gets it out to Hatch on the perimeter. Hatch gets it out to Argyle, and that goes. A deep 2 there for Cass. Much needed. She's a great shooter. She's just been a bit of a slump lately, and that's all it takes sometimes as Weston steals it from Wells, goes in for the layup, and is fouled. So Molly will go to the line shooting 2 as she is fouled by Wells on the steal and drive to the basket. And that is Wells' first foul of the ball game, as Weston will attempt 2 shots here. The first one is up and good. Rebels now down 32-30 with 5 minutes, 56 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Weston's second free throw is good as Covelo will come in for Walker. So Wells will be the inbounder here as the Rebels look to have a bit of a full court man press here. As Porter gets it across the timeline. She then hands it, attempts to hand it to Wells. Wells now has it up top with Weston in her back pocket. But she is able to drive to the hoop. Weston gets a piece of that attempted layup, and Bray Pugmire, a good strong rebound. She hands it to Page, who gets it across the timeline. Drives to the hoop, but kicks it back out to Pugmire. Pugmire able to drive all the way to the hoop, and this time it will not go. As Covelo gets a good rebound there, gets it to Hickey. Hickey will try to drive to the basket, and Weston will be called for the foul, trying to slow her down on that drive. 32-31 for the Buffaloes. 5 minutes, 23 seconds to go here. That's Molly's third foul here in the game. Walker will come in for Wells. Hickey the inbounder. Hickey passes it in. It is stolen by Argyle momentarily. She tries to tip it back in bounds, but back in possession of the Buffaloes as Walker attempts a three-pointer. Covelo with another great rebound there. Oh, excuse me, that was Porter with the rebound. She kicks it out to Allred, who then gets it to Covelo underneath. And that is pretty much a guarantee at this point. Once she seals her man, she's tough to stop. Smith gets it on the perimeter. She gets the Hatch, who kicks it out to Argyle, but not before she is fouled by Allred. No one in the bonus just yet, so the Rebels will take it underneath. Weston inbounding. She gets it to Argyle on the left wing. Argyle dribbles to the center court. She attempts a three, and that is just off once again. Pugmire and Covelo fighting for the rebound there. That'll result in a jump ball, so possession will stay with the Rebels. Good effort there by Bray. There is a lot of tough girls under there, and she is one of them. Weston looking to inbound. She gets it in to Argyle. Argyle dribbles to her right. She passes to Page. Page remains at the top of the key. She's got double screen set up for her by Pugmire and Hatch. Porter fights through that screen and tries to get a skip pass over to Weston, but that is tipped by Hickey out of bounds. Rebels keep possession. 4 minutes, 38 seconds to go with the Rebels down 3 to the Buffaloes in the fourth quarter. Pugmire gets it into Weston. Weston passes it to her left to Smith. Smith goes off of the screen and tries a jumper, but that is off the back iron. Hickey with the rebound, and Smith will get in front of her and knock it out of bounds. 4 minutes, 24 seconds to go here. So Mountain View will take a timeout, and we will go to a timeout as well. This is a T7 Propane production of Lady Rebel Basketball. Online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQFM.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Welcome back to our listeners. We are here in the fourth quarter at Mountain View High School. The Fort Bridger tournament is underway. This is the second game of the day for both the Rebels and the Buffaloes, as the Buffaloes are up 3 with 4.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Rebels not able to be as productive this half offensively. The Buffaloes are very, very aggressive on defense. That being said, the Rebels as well have done well defensively. This is a very low-scoring game as Hickey looks to inbound. She gets it backside to Cavallo. Cavallo, as she did not have much backside help there. She puts it up. That is off the mark, but Hickey gets the offensive rebound. Porter has it up top, passes it over to Walker. Walker then passes it to Hickey, and Smith able to get a great steal there. Misses the layup, but Weston's there to rebound it, and that would have been nice to have, as that was a great steal by Paige. She just took flight a little bit too soon as Hickey was in her back pocket. Great effort there by Paige. 4 minutes to go here. Rebels down 3. Ball is entered to Allred. Allred trying to get it across half court. She will then skip past it over to Porter. Porter passes it to Walker, who has a wide open Hickey at the top of the key. She attempts the 3, and that is no good. Walker does get the offensive board, and Allred puts it right back up. Rebels getting killed on the offensive boards, and this time Bray does get the offensive rebound as she passes it to Molly Weston. Molly gets it across the timeline. 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Bray at the top of the key. She passes it to Molly and then screens for her. Molly. Nope, that is a kick. So Molly had a screen by Pugmire. She tries to hit Pugmire on the roll, and Cavallo is there to break up that pass with her foot. So a kicking call is called, so Rebels will keep possession. Weston, the inbounder. She tries to get it over to Pugmire, but that is stolen by the Buffaloes. Luckily then thrown away to the Rebels to McKinnon. McKinnon keeps it up top. She drives to the hole and then kicks it back out to Jolly. Jolly at the 3. She pumps and drives, and she will kick it back out to McKinnon. McKinnon for the 3, and that is in. We got the BYU roll on that one. For all you Wyoming fans out there, you'll appreciate that comment, but a great shot there by McKinnon to tie things up. Huge shot. Now the Rebels need to make a stop here defensively as Porter has the ball at the top of the key. She passed it over to Hickey. Hickey then over to Walker. Walker tries to get Hickey on the backside. She does, but then Hickey backs it out and attempts the 3, and it is good. Big 3 there for Hickey, as Mountain View is now up again 3 with 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Jolly attempts the 3, and that is good. We have a shootout here. A great shot there by Kira Jolly to get things even again. Paige very aggressive there on the defensive end. She tries to get the ball back from Hickey, but fouls her in the meantime. That's Paige's 3rd foul. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Locked in at 37. Allred brings the ball up. She crosses half court. Weston defending. Weston stays with her as she passes it to Walker on the left wing. Walker dribbles to the right side of the floor, gets it to Porter. Porter drives to baseline. She's stopped there to Cavallo. Good defense there by Pugmire. Over to Allred. Tries to get the 2-foot jumper. Great rebound there by Bray, and she is fouled on the rebound. She is tough. Tough rebound there by Bray. She has had her work cut out for her today underneath with such a physical, tall presence from Mountain View, and she's doing a great job. As she passes in the Page, a minute 44 to go here. We are locked in at 37. Page drives to her left. Shot is up off the backboard. Walker gets the rebound. She passes it over to Porter. McKinnon is guarding Porter. Weston, bit of a push off there by Porter, but not called. She passes it to Hickey on the right wing. Hickey now has it up top. Walker screens Weston to give Hickey a drive. She does, and that is good. Good, strong drive there by Hickey. Mountain View's going to take a timeout. That was a good effort on both sides there. Mountain View up 39-37 with a minute 12 to go here in the game. We'll take a quick break and be back after this. This is a T7 Propane production of Lady Rebel Basketball, online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
Welcome back. We have a ball game, folks, as it is just over a minute to go. Rebels down 2 to the Buffaloes. Argyle has it on the right wing. A screen is set for her, but she passes it to Jolly, who then has it to Smith. Jolly set the screen for her. She had an open look, but the tall presence of Hickey was there, and Smith's going to get called for a foul as she tries to get a steal from Hickey in the backcourt. 49.5 seconds to go. That's Page's 4th foul. We don't want to lose her in these final seconds. Porter looks to inbound. Obviously a lot of pressure from the Rebel defense. She gets it into Walker. Walker then passes it to Allred. Luckily she was paying attention. She gets it to Hickey up top. No shot clock, folks, so the Rebels really need to get a stop here. Force a turnover, as I assume the Buffaloes will just milk the clock here. You got to think about fouling at some point. 30 seconds to go here. And Page is the one who fouls, so she will have to take a seat now as she fouls Hickey on that handoff. So Page will have to leave the game as Jolly comes to check in. Page has had a heck of a game. Great hustle today. Once again, Rebels down 39-37 with 28 seconds to go here. Coach Lungren's going to take a timeout. And he's going to take a full timeout, so we will go to break, and we'll be back after this.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
Welcome back. We just have 28 seconds to go here in regulation. Rebels down 2 to the Buffaloes. Rich has 2 timeouts and Mountain View has 1. Just talking to Colin Pace here. I think he got a foul here immediately, as that will put Mountain View into the bonus and at the foul line. We've become accustomed to a shot clock, but that is not a thing in Wyoming, so you cannot let them milk the clock here, of course. So I'd imagine Coach Lungren's going to have the Rebels foul immediately to put a Buffalo at the line and try to get the ball back. Porter gets it inbounds, and yep, Weston will foul Hickey. as she will send her to the line, hoping for at least one of these shots to go off the rim. I will say, though, the Buffaloes, they have done great at offensive rebounds today, so the Rebels really need to box out here. As underneath we have McKinnon, Pugmire, Jolly, and Weston. So Hickey steps up, very calm and collected, hits the first. This is the one you hope comes off the rim here to get a miss and the ball back. That will go. 41-37, 24 seconds to go. Weston gets it over to Jolly. Jolly looking for the three. Weston gets it. Pugmire takes the three up top off the backboard. I'm not sure if that's what Lungren wanted. That's what he drew up, but there will be a foul. Yep. So the Rebels will send the Buffaloes back to the line. 10.5 seconds to go here, down 4. Not the most ideal situation for the Rebels. You hope that Porter will somehow miss both of these to give the Rebels a fighting chance. Porter's first shot is up and good. Mountain View has done very well from the line here in the second half, especially right here down the stretch. So the Buffaloes have a 5-point lead with just over 10 seconds to go here in the game. Porter's second shot is up and good. Weston bringing the ball up. She gets it immediately over to Argyle, who shoots the three, and that is off the mark. Walker gets the rebound. Hickey will dribble this thing out, and the Buffaloes will take the win. Good hard-fought battle between these two sides, as the Buffaloes will take it this time, 43-37. That was a fun game. Good matchup there. We'll be back after this with our Independent Software Solutions post-game show. Back after this.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Healthy teeth and gums affect your overall health, including the mental image you have of yourself. That's just one reason that good dental care and hygiene habits should begin at a young age. Healthy teeth mean fewer sick days from school
and
higher self-esteem. We all want our children to be successful. Teaching them healthy dental habits at a young age with regular cleanings and dental checks is part of the answer. Dr. McKay Frankum serves patients of all ages. Call today and schedule dental appointments for your family. Dr. McKay Frankum, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices.
Make your day even better by indulging in delectable, freshly prepared classics at the Crawford Trough. Come enjoy succulent cheeseburgers, rich raspberry shakes, crispy onion rings, or golden fries, and pair it all with our exclusive River Bridge soda. For another favorite, try a grilled chicken wrap or a yummy twisted ice cream cone. Make the perfect dining experience with our delightful Crawford Trough staff. Treat yourself to something delicious from the Crawford Trough in Randolph.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our rich rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Hello.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal.
Okay, we are back. Colin was doing some troubleshooting, and I think we've got us both on now. Colin, you good?
Yeah, I can hear you, Bradley.
Okay, so we are just going to do a quick post-game show. That was a hard-fought battle. I'm definitely going to give our Crawford Trough player of the game to Bray Pugmire. She battled underneath all game long. I don't have stats point-wise, but in terms of the effort she gave, she had a very tall task. That is a great Mountain View team, especially underneath in the post. There were 2 to 3 girls there that are a very big assignment for a sophomore, and she did a great job. So I'm going to give her player of the game. the precision play of the game, I got to give it to, and that's brought to you by D. McKay Frankham. Play of the game, I think it was Lacey McKinnon that had that. Was it her that had that three that bounced in right there down the stretch?
Yes, that was.
And then that was followed by Kira Jolly three as well. We didn't come away with the victory, but those were clutch moments to get us back in to fighting position. So I'm going to give credit to those two on those plays of the game. So we're going to switch now to the boys' game. We have the boys that will now be taking on the Mountain View Buffaloes, which I assume is going to be another good, hard-fought battle between the two sides. We'll go to break here. When we come back, we will do we'll play the interview I had with Coach Cornea, along with our Where Are They Now segment, and we'll go from there.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
Time for our coaches show, and I'm with Coach Cornea again. Very exciting first game right out of the gates, like we expected when you guys went down to Windover. Give us some thoughts on that game.
Well, I was just very proud of our guys to play as well as they did when things were not clicking and going their way. I mean, we had a great start, up 12-0, and I think in their heads they're like, okay, we're going to win this by 30, and they're going to roll over for us. And, you know, this is 1A basketball. Teams don't roll over, especially Wendover. They don't have that in their DNA. And that response that the Gonzalez kid and Valle had to make that run. I mean, we were up 12 and we end the quarter only up 3. And then it was a nip and tuck dogfight from there on. And in a game that we didn't play very well in, but we found other ways to contribute and to put points on the board and get a win. I couldn't imagine a better opening game.
No, I feel the same, Coach. It was everything you could ask for. You know, you were able to get a good look of the kids that you have. And I hate to individualize kids, but let's just talk about Riker for a minute. I mean, this is a kid who really for the last 2 sports seasons, basketball last year and football this year, he's had to watch his friends accomplish a lot of things, and he's a competitor, so it's been hard for him. What did that mean for you to see? Because you know that, and you've seen him have to go through that. What did it mean to be able to see him drop 18 points, his first debut in a basketball uniform in quite a long time?
It's great because I've been on the sideline with him, like at Gunnison, where he's feeling that shoulder. He can feel that it's a break, and I mean, you can watch a kid losing the thing that he loves to do. I mean, luckily he was able to get back and finish the season with us in the last 2 games, but I mean, it breaks your heart to see that. And I would say, I mean, I know for a fact football is his favorite sport. Well, he likes basketball, but he loves football. But I mean, mostly that kid just loves to compete. Not only on the board, you know, with points, he also had 8 rebounds and led us in rebounding too. I mean, even if he had not had 18, he was still a big time impact player. And I'm excited for what he brings to our team because coaches around the state, they know the guys have been playing with us for a while. You know, they know Ridge, they know Drake, they know Carter. I don't think they know Riker. And I think he's going to shock these other teams with just how skilled he is, how tough he is, and the type of leader that he is. He can just rally our entire team around him because they respect him so much. He is a very listened to player and couldn't have been happier that he goes out and gets 18. And he's going to have to do that a couple more times for us too. I mean, we're really playing, you know, a short rotation and you don't know when it's going to be your night and you have to be that guy to go get 18 or 20. And I'm just so glad that he was able to answer that bell in the opening night.
Coach, you had 5 players in double digits, I believe, and that's just a great way to start things off. And let's talk about this weekend. You know, Coach, you were the head coach at Evanston for a long time, and so you're familiar with a lot of these Wyoming schools. And why do we go to the Fort Bridger tournament? It's a very competitive tournament, but when you and Coach Lungren talk about the schedule and things, what excites you the most about the Fort Bridger tournament?
First off, I love that it's close, and Grandma and Grandpa, our aunts and uncles, can go watch And that is something we definitely take into account. Going to Richfield for the preview, you don't get as much of that. I love that it has all three levels. Freshman, JV, and varsity are all going to go get time, and you go to the preview and you only get 2 varsity games, and everybody else in your program is going, I guess we have a weekend off, which they don't want right now. They would rather be on the floor playing. So that's the second reason. But probably the biggest is it's just really good to go play schools that you don't see all the time. I mean, Wind River, this will be our second time playing them in, I think, Rich's history. And I've known Wind River for a long time. They play this chaos brand of defense, and they are all over the place. They will probably be the most kind of physical fly-around team we play all year long, and that includes everybody in 1A. Little Snake, just a scrappy team that causes problems. And then Mountain View, we've been playing them forever, and, we're dead even with Mountain View. And to play in their gym, it's going to be as hostile an environment as we will get until maybe the state title game. It gets us everything we need, and it's right in our backyard.
One of my favorite gyms that we ever play in is that Mountain View gym. It's going to be a fun environment, like you said, and just a ton of competition from those Wyoming schools. It's never not a challenge, I guess you could say. And so, Coach, we wish you best of luck this weekend, and congrats on the opening win, and we look forward to many more and see how this team continues to evolve this year.
Thanks, Bradley. I appreciate it.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
It is now time for our Where Are They Now segment, and I am very excited to be talking to my big bro, Colby Holmes, the Rich High alumni. Colb, thanks for taking the time. It's currently 7:21 where I'm at, 9:21 where you are, but I'm not going to spoil all the fun. I'm going to let you talk about where you're at. So, Colby, let our Rich County faithful listeners know where you're living nowadays and your family and your job, everything you've got going on.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you inviting me onto the show. The great thing about technology is I can live way out here, but still have an opportunity to follow my nephews and my niece and her dad coaching and listening to you broadcast. So it's been a cool experience over the football and basketball season to still feel like I'm involved, even though, we live quite a ways away. So I currently live in Moorhead, Kentucky. We've been here for the past 6 years. I work at the hospital doing foot and ankle surgery and the director of a wound care center here. So, being in Kentucky, we've become big UK fans. My son, that's all he's known. So it's been exciting to get the basketball team back playing really well with Coach Pope. It's been pretty cool to see how that's all progressed. So yeah, I've got my son Lincoln. He's 12. He's in 6th grade, and then I've got 2 little girls, Jane and Grace. And then I'm married to my wife Natalie. We've been married for 15 years, and life's good.
Well, and you touched on how you guys get to watch, on my local radio. I know that you guys are one of our most faithful listeners, so thank you for doing that. And I remember last year you and Lincoln surprised the family by coming to the state tournament. And when we were sitting there watching, Lincoln knew all the players' names on Rich High's team. He knew about Bridge Lungren and Jaden Dash and everything because he never misses a game. So it's good that your kids can stay a little bit connected to Rich High School, even though they live a long ways away. Tell our listeners about what it's like living in Kentucky, where basketball is very much worshipped over anything else. I mean, there's obviously UK football's done well, but I'm sure nothing supersedes Kentucky basketball.
It's actually really cool. There's no professional sports teams in Kentucky. And so, UK is kind of it. Louisville also has a team, but if you don't live in Louisville, you're not a Louisville fan. Everybody else is UK basically. And so it really is neat. Most of the patients who come into my office all wear UK gear. It's the topic of conversation. The last couple of years when they were down a little bit, the mood was down. People are excited right now. When UK is playing well, other problems go away. So it's pretty neat. And living in Moorhead, there is a university here, Moorhead State, that Lincoln and I, we have season tickets. We go to all those games as well. Even as a small school, they made it to the dance last year. So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to be here. And, I love basketball and having my son being the same now and being the right age, we have a great time going to these games.
So, Colby, what led you to go down to the path of being a foot surgeon and wound care and working in the hospital setting?
It's not something I ever thought I would do growing up. I served a mission in Cleveland, Ohio, and there's a school there for podiatry, and being around some of the people that were there that were in school first got me interested in it. And, after I'd gotten home and gone to school, I had considered physical therapy. I'd considered teaching and coaching, but the more I investigated, the more I looked into things, this is the path that seemed right for me, and it's been the best decision. So I'm really happy with where I'm at.
So let's segue into your days at Ridge High School. What were some of the high notes that you remember that when you think back? Obviously, most people don't live in their high school days, but there's always some good memories that you look back on and maybe tell your kids about. What are some of those times that you cherish that you had during your times at Rich?
It's always fun to think back and about those days. It's not something I talk about often, or it's been a while now, but I was fortunate enough to win a state championship in football. We played in the state title game in basketball, lost to Waterford, but we were able to have some success, and I had a great group of friends that we played together, and those are good memories. One funny thing, Lincoln Googled me one day to see if I actually played football, and he read we won a state title, and the only thing that he pulled from the whole thing was that I threw an interception in the state championship game. And so he oftentimes reminds me of that at the strangest times, and so I'm getting heckled for that out here.
He keeps you humble. Well, Colby, I always like to end our interviews by, when we're talking about the Rich High School days, is there a teacher that you'd like to give a shout out to that had a positive impact on your life during those 4 years?
It seems like it's been a long time, but somebody that did have a big impact on me was Ralph Johnson. He was there my freshman year, English teacher, and he had a big impact on me. And so that's what I would say.
Well, he is a legend for sure, even for people like me who didn't have the chance to be taught or coached by him. He's definitely brought up often. Well, Colby, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with me, and I know you'll hear this interview, as you guys, like we said, are faithful listeners, so tell the family hi, and we'll talk again soon for sure.
All right, thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Listening to the music that you love brings you joy. MyLocalRadio.com brings you that music. Whether you like listening to country's biggest stars, classic pop hits, classic rock, and rock hits, or country's young guns and legendary southern rock, MyLocalRadio.com puts your favorite music at your fingertips. Download the app to your mobile device or log onto the website to bring more joy into your life with your favorite music. MyLocalRadio.com.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Welcome back to all of our listeners. We are at Mountain View High School. We just watched a good one between the Lady Rebels and Lady Buffaloes. The Lady Rebels just come up short to a very talented team, and the Rebels looking to play a tough one here against Mountain View. Colin, what do you think? We obviously know how good they were at football, and that translates over a lot of the time. I just talked to Coach Dustin Reese for Mountain View. They have one guy out that's a contributor. Other than that, he says their main core is ready to roll. This is their first weekend to play, though.
Yeah, and I think that might come into play where the Rebels do have one game under their belt. They've got the first game jitters out. You know, the seniors coming in, they'll have some experience, but the underclassmen, a lot of times you get them first game jitters, and that was one good thing to see that the Rebels didn't really struggle with last week in Wendover. But I think we're in for a heck of a matchup tonight. I mean, it'll be just as good, I think, as the girls' game was, and the girls' game was back and forth. Just a great game listening to you on the way here till I got here. So I think we're in for a battle here also.
Yeah, so Colin, you were down there at Wendover. That was a good fought battle that the Rebels came out on top. What are some things that you noticed down there that they're going to have to do again tonight that, you know, was good for them and paid off down at Wendover?
Well, we had Carter Hoffman getting a little foul trouble, and, you know, he's a 4-year starter. It's hard to put somebody like that on the bench for any team, but the way the rest of the team stepped up and played, they played team basketball, which is great to see here at Rich. They shared the ball. I think we had 4 guys in double figures last week. So just the way they share the ball and rebounded, which I was concerned with a little bit coming into the season, but they battled under the boards, and they pulled down quite a few boards, and that was a big difference in that game.
Yeah, something I love about this team, and the same can be said about the girls' team. A lot of contributors. You know, like you said, it's hard to lock down just one guy. You know, down at Wendover, Riker went off for 18 points, and earlier today against Little Snake, Ridge went off for 18 points. So we have many contributors, like you said. We had 4 or 5 guys in double figures down at Wendover. It's going to take that kind of game today against Mountain View to have the same results. But 2 very good teams. We're excited to bring that to you. We're just 2 minutes away, so we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we'll be ready for tip-off, and looking forward to this matchup. This is a Ellingford Brothers pregame show, and online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ-FM.
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel, the Come On Inn, Casper. That means your day just got better. At the Come On Inn, you have lots of options. Unwind in the hot tub, go for a swim, relax in the beautiful atrium, and sleep in total comfort. Centrally located, the Come On Inn is close to everything. In the morning, start your day with a delicious breakfast. Top it all off with an amazing, friendly staff who is always glad to see you. It doesn't get better than that. When you're in Casper, always stay at the Come On Inn.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Hazel Scott, freshman, guard.
My name is Cass Argyle. I'm a senior and I play shooting guard.
I'm Paige Smith. I'm a junior and I play guard.
Corey Stacy. I'm a freshman and I play shooting guard.
I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm a sophomore and I'm a shooting guard.
I'm Kira Jolly. I'm a senior and I'm a shooting guard.
I'm Molly Weston. I'm a sophomore and I'm a point guard. I'm Ryan Smoot. I'm a freshman and I play post.
Randolph Medical Clinic.
I'm Aiden Weston. I'm a junior and I play guard.
Paxton Nicodemus. I'm a sophomore and I play guard.
Dylan Fonsbeck. I'm a junior and I play forward.
I'm Carter Scott. I'm a junior and I play guard.
Carter Grohl, junior, forward.
Cade Nelson, junior, forward.
Bridge Lungren. I'm a junior and I play guard.
Dylan Wasden, junior, forward.
My name is Jet Holmes. I'm a junior and I play point guard.
My name is Riker Hoffman. I'm a shooting guard and I'm a senior.
Carter Hoffman, shooting guard, senior.
Drake Weston, senior, guard.
Daniel Smith, senior, forward.
Dax Jolly, small forward, freshman.
Connor Creel, I'm a sophomore and I play guard.
Wyatt O'Malley, I'm a freshman and I'm a guard.
Wyatt Tingy,
freshman, guard.
Bodie O'Malley, sophomore, center.
My name is Nash Perry, and I am a freshman, and I play guard.
I'm Cornea. I'm a freshman, and I play guard.
Hunter Cordia. I'm a freshman, and I play center.
Connor Argyle. I'm a freshman, and I'm a center.
Hi, I'm Tess Cornea. I'm a junior and I'm a bait.
I am Ashlyn Stevens. I'm a junior and I am a flyer.
Hi, I'm Quincy Call. I'm a freshman and I'm a base.
My name's Carly England. I'm a junior and I'm a flyer.
I'm Chaisley Levitt, back spot and sophomore.
Avery Weston, junior, side base.
Hi, I'm Bryn Christensen. I'm a sophomore and a back spot.
I'm Kelsey Heiner. I'm a sophomore and I'm a base.
I'm Myra Carlisle. I'm a freshman and I'm a base.
My name is Jordan Reese. I am a freshman and I am a base.
I'm Cassie Argyle. I'm a senior and I'm a base.
I'm Joss Ennis.
Apologize, we had to cut that Sabies Trucking cheerleading intro short. We'll replay that again later on. We are ready to go here as I reset our scoreboard. So we are here, Mountain View, Rich High School. Should be a fun night. As Mountain View does get the tip, that'll go to number 1, Dash Matson. So he brings it across the timeline over to number 3. For the 3, that was number 3, Jay Kaiser for that 3 attempt. Back up to Casey Walker, who was guarded by Carter Hoffman.
On the floor for the Rebels, you got Drake Weston, Riker Hoffman, Carter Hoffman, Daniel Smith, and Ridge Lungren's going to start tonight.
Ashton Kalengo gets it underneath to his man. That is a tie-up between Hoffman and, looking for a number there, number 12, Isaac Linford. Some familiar names from the football season, Isaac Linford being one of them.
Yeah, and on the Buffalo side, you're going to have Dash Madsen, a senior, starting, Jay Kaiser, a junior, starting, number 5, Casey Walker, a senior, 12, Isaac Linford, a senior, and 21, Ashton Colangelo, a junior.
Ridge looking to get something going here as he gets it over to Hoffman on the left wing. Hoffman passes it up to Weston for the deep 3, and that is off the back of the iron as Hoffman and Colangelo battle for the rebound there, and that will go to the Buffaloes, as that's our second time using the jump ball here so far.
That's Colangelo.
I'm glad you're here to help me with these names now. So Dash Matson gets it up top, over to Walker. Back to Matson. He dribbles it off his foot, so that'll give it back to the Rebels. Rebels in the black uniforms, Mountain View in the white. Neither side has scored yet. Waiting for the first ones to draw blood here. Ridge Lungren getting those new shoes tied up. Just under 7 minutes to go here early on in the first quarter. So Ridge will bring it across the timeline. He passes it over to Riker on the right wing. Riker feeds it in to Smith. Smith gets it to a cutting Carter Hoffman. Carter tries to get up. They're going to call him for a travel. Could have been a foul, could have been a jump ball, could have been a travel, and they go with the travel there. As Matson brings it up the floor once again. He dribbles it over to the left wing. Weston guarding him, over to Walker. Walker gets it over to Colangelo. Matson drives to his left, kicks it back over to Colangelo again on the right wing, who sends it to Linford. Linford over to Matson. Matson drives in. He is met by a couple of Rebels, but to no avail as he is able to score first, bringing the lead 2-0 for the Buffaloes.
Almost 2 minutes goes by before we get first points on the board.
Yeah, it's going to be a physical, low-scoring game is my prediction. As Riker drives into the key, but is stopped there by a physical defense. Matson drives in once again. He backs off, gets it over to Linford, to Colangelo. Walker goes in for the drive, but is fouled on that drive. He'll go to the line shooting 2.
That's going to be Daniel Smith's first foul. First team foul of the quarter on the Rebels. And I like seeing that. The Rebels huddle up there before the free throw shot.
Yeah, did they do that at Wendover? I just noticed it today versus Little Snake that they've started doing that.
They did it a couple times. I didn't see it a whole bunch.
So Walker's first shot is up and no good. You know, back in the Duke heydays, they did that. So I got to believe that Coach Cornea may have some influence there, being the Duke fan that he is.
Yeah, definitely liking Duke.
Walker's second shot up and good. Buffalo's up 3-0, 5 minutes, 42 seconds to go here. Drake gets it across half court. He's going to hand it off to Carter Hoffman at the top. Carter tries to drive in, hands it off to Riker. Riker drives in as well, and that is tipped away into the hands of Walker, and he will be fouled as he's trying to get down to the other end of the floor.
That's going to be called on Riker Hoffman, his first second team foul of the quarter.
So Colin, very physical defense by the Buffaloes so far in this early game.
Yeah, definitely they're up in your face and challenging the Rebels to make something happen.
Matson gets it over to Kaiser, gets it over to Colangelo, to an open Walker underneath, and that will be good. Drake pushes it up the floor, gets it to Daniel Smith on the wing to a cutting Carter Hoffman. Great look there for Daniel Smith to get a cutting Carter Hoffman at the basket.
And that was a great look and a great move by Carter to cut through the key there.
Matson kicks it over to Colangelo, looking for Walker in the corner. Walker tries to get an alley-oop to Colangelo. That is broken up by Riker Hoffman. Riker Hoffman, definitely a great safety in football, and he had to tap into that on that play there.
Yeah, he actually had the front position there and was knocked away from behind by, was that Colangelo that was under there with him? So Rebel basketball, 5 minutes left here in this first quarter.
No subs so far for the Rebels, so same starting five remaining out there on the floor. So Hoffman will get it into Lungren.
I don't know what was going on there. We had one of the officials there at the scorer's table, but it looks like they got it figured out.
So Ridge gets it across the timeline. He gets a pick set for him by Smith, but he backs it back out again on the perimeter. Tries to take his man one-on-one, then kicks it over to Hoffman, Riker Hoffman, who feeds Daniel Smith inside. Daniel did find a cutting Carter Hoffman, but not before he was fouled, and the Rebels will keep possession under their own basket.
It's going to be number 3, Kaiser. Jay Kaiser called for that personal foul, first on the Buffaloes for the quarter.
So Ridge, the inbounder here, he kicks it out to Carter Hoffman on the perimeter. Hoffman takes a dribble and then passes it over to Daniel. Daniel dribbling to his right, hands it off to Ridge. Ridge, a lot of pressure there by Walker. Ridge takes a step back for the three, and good. Beautiful shot there by Ridge Lungren.
That was a great shot by Ridge there as the Rebels tie it up 5-5.
He loves that step back three. He's done it a few times today already in this gym. Walker finds a wide open cutting Matson. Dash Matson with a good 2-footer there. Drake then on the other end drives to the hole. He is a lot of physicality there as they try for the jump ball. Drake now for the three. That is off the back iron. Almost tipped back in by Smith. Smith gets a rebound. Good strong rebound by Daniel Smith as he tries for the putback. Basket is not good, but he'll go to the line shooting two. Just over 4 minutes to go here. 7-5 in favor of the Buffaloes.
That foul was called on Colangelo. That's going to be his second team foul for the Buffaloes in the quarter.
Daniel's first foul shot up and good. So Mountain View has some subs here. Number 10, Race Carr. And number 2, Colby Reutz. I got to say, I love that there's a name called Race Carr and Dash Madsen. A lot of speed out there, Colin.
Yes, there is, as Daniel hits his second one.
Madsen brings the ball up, gets it across the timeline, passes it over to Walker. Walker sends it back over to Madsen. Madsen gets it to the corner to Reutz. Reutz sends it to Walker. Walker drives inside, tries to get it to Carr, gets it back after it's stolen, but before the foul, it's going to be a travel on Walker.
That's a great call there by that official. A lot of officials probably would have let that one slide a little bit, but he did drag his pivot foot as he tried to make that move.
Ridge brings it across the timeline, trying to get things set up here. Locked in at 7 on both sides, 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Weston gets it, tries to drive in. He is stopped there. That is knocked away by Kaiser as Madsen tries to go coast to coast. He gets fouled as he's going up for that layup. Gets hit in the head as he's going up, so he'll go to the line shooting two. And we've got Carter Scott coming to check in here.
That's going to be the second foul on Riker Hoffman, and he went up for that block from behind and just hit Madsen on the back of the head.
So Madsen's first foul shot is good. Riker's going to come take a breather real quick. As Carter Scott is in, you hope that Carter will bring some three-point range to the game here.
Yeah, I like to give Carter a little crap there and ask him if he's going to outscore his older brother, John.
That's right. He's got some big shoes to fill. 9-7 for the Buffaloes as both of those Walker foul shots are in. And there's our first shot by Carter Scott, and there it is, Colin. He heard you.
Yes,
he took that as a challenge, and I like that. Rebels take the lead, 10-9. Madsen being hoarded by the Rebels. Daniel Smith comes up with it. He goes up for the dunk, and he just barely misses it. I like that he attempted that. Ridge Lungren gets the rebound, and it is no good. So Mountain View's going to, what was the call there, Colin?
That's an administrative warning on the white coach. They put that in a couple years ago to where the referees, rather than go straight to a technical foul, they can warn the coach.
So it's a sideline warning, essentially.
Basically,
okay.
yes.
Gotcha.
We're going to get Drake with the block there. It's going to be Drake's first, fourth team foul of the quarter. Next one, Mountain View is going to be going to the line with just under 3 minutes remaining in this quarter.
Daniel almost had that dunk there. I'm okay with that attempt there. Obviously, you'd rather have the bucket, but I like that Daniel had the guts to try that. Daniel gets it back up the floor, gets it over to Drake, who keeps his footing and keeps his dribbling. He didn't keep his footing, but he kept his dribbling. He kicks it out to Ridge on the left wing. Ridge looked to try something there. He backs it back out. A long two, and that just bounces out. Carter Hoffman down there battling for the rebound, and that's going to be given back to the Buffaloes.
And you hit that one right on the head there. Carter is under there battling for every rebound.
So just over 2 minutes to go here. Rebels up one following that Carter Scott three. Royce was trying to find a man on the wing, but that is stolen by Lungren. Lungren goes down, drives there, but he's met by Buffaloes. Carter Scott again with a three, and that is good. Carter Scott with 2 straight threes, giving the Rebels the lead, 13-9. Madsen dribbles in and then kicks it back out to Royce. Over to Colangelo. Kaiser shoots it up, and that is just off the mark, and Daniel Smith, good rebound there as he gets it over to Weston.
And that was a good clear-out box out there by Daniel to make sure he got that rebound, because that come clear down to his waist before he even touched it.
Minute and a half to go here. Weston kicks it over to Scott, who gives it to Daniel Smith on the inside. Great entry pass there. Great finish by Daniel. Rebels up 15-9. Suddenly have the momentum. Kaiser gets it over. Shot there by Royce. That comes off hard, and Carter Scott able to get the rebound. Kicks it over to Hoffman. Back to Scott. He's got it at the top now. He picks it up. Tries to get it to Ridge. Not much help there, but Weston able to come to his aid. Just under a minute to go here. Rebels up 15-9. Weston being guarded by Dash Matson. This is a good matchup tonight. Drake goes to the hole, and he'll be fouled on his layup attempt. That's a foul by number 10, Race Carr. I'm going to say his full name all night. I'm doing it.
That's going to be his first, third team foul of the quarter.
47 seconds to go here. Once again, Rebels up 6 as Weston goes to the line shooting 2. Shot is up and good. So sub coming in, Walker back in for Royce. So Drake will make a second attempt here. Once again, 47 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Rebels up 16-9. Just off the front of the rim there, Colangelo with the rebound. Walker will bring up the ball this time. He kicks it over, and Carter Scott's able to steal it, and he will go up for the layup, and he was challenged at the rim, and it was just not enough, and Weston tried to get the rebound there, and it goes out of bounds.
I think that was a good clean block, good no call on that.
Yeah, it was.
The official was in position, and he just grazed the ball enough to throw Carter off on that layup.
Madsen drives in. He kicks it back out to Walker. Walker at the top of the key. Passes it in. Carter Scott breaks it up again. He is fouled on that one as number 10, Race Carr, hits Carter to the ground. A sub that's happened in the meantime. Jet Holmes has come in for Drake Weston, and number 12, Isaac Linford, in for Race Carr.
That's going to be Race Carr's second as Coach Cornea calls a timeout.
Timeout with 21 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Rebels up 16-9 here early on in this ball game. We'll be back after this. This is a T7 Propane production of Rich High Rebel basketball, online at mylocalradio.com. Listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
We are back here as Ridge Lungren brings the ball across the timeline. 13 seconds to go here. Matson up very close to Ridge. Gets over to Carter Scott on the left wing. Back to Ridge. 5 seconds to go here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And Ridge puts it up off the back iron. Good look there for Ridge, but that will just fall a little bit long there. And so, Colin, let's stay here. Thoughts on that first quarter as the Rebels, Mountain View definitely had the momentum for that first half of the quarter, but Rich really coming alive with the aid of Carter Scott's 2 threes.
Yeah, Mountain View come out and started off on a 5-0 run. The Rebels were able to tie it up. Mountain View kept the lead a little bit. It was tied 5-5, and then again at 7-7. Mountain View got the lead at 9-7, and then the Rebels went on a 9-point run and end the quarter there at 9-16.
So once again, good strong half. Definitely an aggressive half. I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game, just how both teams are playing defensively. There's nobody taking the playoff so far, and so and I think who's got possession? I'm about to call you Rob Cullen as we start this half.
I believe the Rebels will start with the possession. We did Mountain View got the jump ball. We did have one held ball there in the quarter, so I do believe it is Rebel basketball to start this quarter.
Yep, the official is waving over Rich High School, so Rich will start with the ball once again. 16-9 as we start the second quarter here at Mountain View High School Fort Bridger tournament. Final game of the night, and tomorrow we will take on Wind River starting at 12:30 with the girls. Weston gets it into Ridge, who brings it across the half-court line. Daniel steps up to make a screen there. Buffaloes jump the screen as Ridge hands it off to Drake. A jumper from about 12 feet out. Drake's able to make that one.
That's a good, tough move there by Drake.
Yep, it was a good step back, jumper. Mountain View looking to get things going, and that is a pass intended for Colangelo. That lady was texting, and she about got it right in the teeth. That would not have been a good thing.
She did, and that puts the Rebels on an 11-0 run since about midway through the first quarter.
Drake bringing the ball up. Him and Matson have been a good matchup so far today. He hands it off to Scott, who hands it off to Ridge. Ridge deciding what to do there. He kicks it back over to Scott, who feeds Daniel Smith inside. Back out to Ridge at the top of the key. He makes a man miss. Back. He almost had that. Ridge does love those step-back threes as Rebels able to get the ball back. Daniel Smith getting the ball back for the Rebels. Carter Scott drives in. He almost has that as a finish. 7 minutes to go here.
Just not quite enough English on that ball there, Bradley.
It had just almost enough spin, like you say. Colangelo with the three-point attempt. That is off the mark. Daniel Smith and number 3, Jay Kaiser, fighting for the rebound there, and that will result in a jump ball. Number 34, Keegan Pitts, subbing in for Kaiser here. Mountain View seems to have a pretty deep bench. They've done a lot of subbing so far today as Madsen gets it into Walker. Walker drives in. He is met there by Daniel Smith, who stays straight up. Carter Hoffman with the board. Great defense there by Daniel.
Yeah, great wall there by Daniel, which I know is what Coach Cornea has been teaching in practice.
Drake hands it off to Carter Scott. Carter over to Ridge at the top of the key, back to Scott. Scott takes a dribble to the inside, hands it to Weston, who takes a three, and that is just off the mark. Great rebound by Carter Hoffman. I'm loving how he's rebounding underneath.
He, as you said in the first quarter, he is battling for every board he thinks he can get to. It's great to watch.
You know, he's definitely the physical guy on the team. Some nights he's going to get to be Jordan, but a lot of times he's going to be Rodman in terms of the defense and the rebounding. So that first foul shot is no good. And Riker Hoffman is going to be subbing in for Carter here. He just gave the sign that he's going in for the shooter. So Carter puts this one up, and this time is off again. Daniel Smith, a great rebound as well. He's battling under there. So Colin, what did you see there that merited an offensive foul?
He's saying he's throwing his elbows is what he reported. Coach Cornea is going to get into I didn't see it, but I'm not going to second guess Mr. Freeze there. He is a very good official. I've officiated with him in the past, and he's seen something that we didn't.
So the offensive foul will lead to Mountain View having the ball there, and Matson gets it across to Walker to the corner. So Pitts tried to get it back to Walker there. Weston jumped the pass, knocking it out of bounds, so Mountain View will keep possession.
And last week in Wendover, I gave Drake the player of the game because of his defense. He's doing the same thing again tonight.
Yeah, it looks like he's starting to do that to Matson, yep. The Rebels are in a zone defense. They work it inside to, that's to Linford. Linford then fouls after the miss, trying to get that bit of a frustration foul. I've been there. He tries to get the rebound and results in a foul. So Rebels get the ball back.
So that is the first on Linford, second team foul of the quarter. The first team foul, we were talking there, was called on Walker.
So Ridge will bring the ball up, gets it just past half court. 5:45 left here in the second quarter. Carter Scott for a three up top, and that's good. I'm loving it, Colin.
3 for 3.
My dad's been talking about this kid for weeks about how good of a shooter he is, and we're seeing it tonight.
He definitely can shoot the ball.
5.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Carter Scott has made a huge difference in this first half with these three-pointers. Matson puts one up of his own. That just barely rims out. Good effort for the rebound there by Riker, but it just goes off of his fingertips out of bounds.
And as you got Carter Scott's 3 for 3. He's only taken 3 shots, and all 3 of them
100% so far. Drake Weston able to tip the ball, the inbound pass right into the hands of Carter Scott. He'll get fouled on the layup. Great effort by Drake Weston on that inbound to break it up as it lands right into the hands of Carter Scott, who gets right to the rim, and he'll go to the line shooting 2.
We lied. He did have that one layup blocked.
That's true. That's true.
So Too close to the rim for Carter.
That's right. He likes a little distance. Scott at the foul line. First one up and good.
That is the second foul on Walker. Third team foul of the quarter.
So he will come out, and Kai Reutz will come in for him. Scott at the line for his second free throw. This one is up and good. 23-9 for the Rebels against a very talented Mountain View team. Just over 5 minutes to go here.
Mountain View hasn't scored since about midway through the first quarter.
Yep, they've gone cold here lately. Looking to get things going. Here's Matson. Drives to the hoop. A floater that's just off Colangelo. Good rebound there. He tips it back out to Matson. Matson surrounded by Rebels. He dishes it off to Linford, and they are going to call a foul there on, I believe, Carter Hoffman.
That one to me was an easy call, because as soon as they put 2 hands on, that's going to be called a push, and Carter got 2 hands on
And you
Linford.
can always sense when things are getting chaotic, right? And so you knew as soon as the next questionable thing happened, it was going to be a foul. Matson has a wide open look in the corner, but that is just a little bit too much on that one as Weston brings it up. He kicks it to Hoffman in the corner. Good drive there by Carter on the baseline.
Good strong move by Carter there.
4.5 minutes to go here, Colin. 25-9 for the Rebels. Matson gets it to Colangelo in the corner. This time it is good.
Colangelo breaks that little streak there for the Buffaloes.
Yep, they needed that one as there was a bit of a drought there. Carter Scott gets it to Riker Hoffman. Great drive and dish there by Scott, getting it to a wide open Hoffman that's under the hoop. 27-12, 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the second quarter. Matson drives to the hoop. Oh, he is.
That one hurts. That's going to be the third on Riker Hoffman.
Riker Hoffman goes for the block, called for the foul, and like you say, Colin, that's his third foul, so he will come out. That third foul is tough getting in the first half.
Replacing him is going to be Daniel Smith, and Daniel has 2 right now. So we've got 4 minutes remaining in this second quarter.
So Matson, first of 2 foul shots is good. Bringing the score 27-13, 4:06 here to go in the second quarter. Matson's is up and good once again. He's a good foul shooter.
And Daniel Smith,
he just
picks
got
up his third foul. They're calling a push on the rebound.
So he just got his third. Yeah, Coach Corney's going to want to chat with him about that. Yep, I didn't see what happened. So
there was some action under there. Like I said before, I wasn't completely watching. You're watching ball. They're supposed to be watching off ball, so he's seen something obviously. So.
Yep. So that will bring, as you say, this. You don't want this to play a factor, but it may in the second half. While we've got Daniel and Riker, 2 of our big guys that now have 3 fouls. They're not going to see the floor again in the first half, and so Jet Holmes is going to check in for Daniel now. And I'm sure Daniel's very frustrated as he had just gone in. He had been out there for 3 seconds, and so we're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back after this. Thanks for listening in on My Local Radio and 98.3 KDQ FM.
Hey, it's going to be very good with Les Schwab. Just want to let you know we have America's Best Tire Warranty. It's now available at all Les Schwab Tire Centers. It includes our no-hassle road hazard protection, free tire maintenance, and a 60-day ride satisfaction guarantee included for free. Come visit us at Les Schwab Tire Centers today at 157 Bear River Drive in Evanston.
We are back here. Rebels up 13 in the second quarter following that foul on Daniel Smith. Mountain View does have the ball underneath. Colangelo will get that on the inbound. Drake Weston almost gets the steal there. Matson tries to, I don't know if that was an alley-oop attempt or if that was a tipped 3, but Colangelo comes up with the ball mid-air and puts it up without coming back down.
It looked good either way, whether it was a pass or a failed shot attempt. I honestly think it was a pass the way he just fired up as soon as he caught it.
And that was a good athletic move by Colangelo on that end. And Drake Weston drives to the hoop and is fouled at the basket, so he will now go to the basket shooting 2.
And that one's going to be called on Reutz. That's his fifth team foul of the quarter on the Buffaloes.
First shot up for Weston is off. 27-16 for the Rebels. 3 minutes, 42 seconds to go here in the first half. Drake's second foul shot is up and off the front of the rim. Buffalo's running down to the other end of the court now. Matson kicks it out to to Kaiser. Kaiser gets it over to Matson. Matson dribbles to his right, gets it to Colangelo for a 3-point attempt, and he gets his own rebound, gets it into Kaiser, and Kaiser puts it up from 2 feet out. Good play there by the Buffaloes. Lungren has it at the corner. He's going to put it up, and that is long. I thought that was good. Oh, rebound there and kicked out to number 21, Ashton Colangelo, who is fouled by Lungren.
Lungren's first.
And that will put them in the bonus.
Quarter, yes.
So, Colin, how do you like the new resetting of the fouls? I believe last year was the first year I was doing it. As a ref, how has that been that the fouls reset every quarter and you're getting into the bonus on the 5th foul?
I really like it. I think originally I thought it was going to slow down the game. I do believe it has actually sped up the game because you could end up with 7 fouls in the first quarter last year and be shooting 1-on-1.
Yep, that's true.
So this year reset every quarter. So.
Yeah, I like it as well. Colangelo did have that second made free throw. 27-19, just under 3 minutes to go here. Carter Scott on the wing, gets it over to Carter Hoffman. Hoffman drives in, gets past his man all the way to the basket, and that's going to stick and stay there. So that is a jump ball, so Rebels will keep possession. So 2:45 to go here in the first half. Rebels up 27-19, just an 8-point lead here.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen that on a layup attempt. I've seen it on three-pointers.
Oh, for sure. That's usually when it happens. Lungren tries to inbound it, but that is stolen away and passed up to Colangelo. Probably a good foul there by Jet Holmes. We'll see how Colangelo is at foul shots, but that was a guaranteed layup without the foul, so we'll see. We'll see if it pays off here. That would be Holmes' first foul.
That's definitely not a bad foul on Jet, so Colangelo's going to go back to the line.
First one is up and good. 27-20, 2:41 to go in the first half.
The Buffaloes are on an 8.80 run now.
Yep, they've gotten the momentum back. That's off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Holmes and just tipped away by Kaiser there. So the Rebels will keep possession after that initial Holmes rebound. Weston now brings it up. As you say, Rob, the momentum's all with the Buffaloes right now. Rebels need to get some of that back. Those two fouls by Riker and Daniel took the wind out of our sails. Ridge gets a great drive there, turnaround jumper. Weston almost jumps the pass there as well. Rebels able to end that streak.
Good hard move there by Ridge, and I like that he's attacking the rim.
Bit of a miscommunication there on defense as Linford has a wide open shot right underneath. Weston looking to drive. He backs out. Has it at the top of the key. Him and Matson have had a great battle all night long, and Drake goes to the hole again, and it will go to the line shooting two.
I believe that's Madson's first.
Which is impressive with how physical of a defender he is. He's a good defender, so only one foul so far tonight.
And whether Drake was actually shooting there or not, that's not going to matter because the Buffaloes are in the bonus here. So.
And that is up and good for Weston, 30-22. Yep, sorry, I need to adjust our score. 30-22 for the Rebels, 1:57 to go here as the first half is coming to a close. That one rattles in as well. Matson brings the ball up the court, kicks it over to Colangelo. Skip pass over to Reutz. Reutz drives in, then gets it over to Matson, to Colangelo in the corner. Back to Matson up top. He goes to his left and to his right. Weston sticking on him. Colangelo open in the corner, and that is just off. Holmes with the rebound. Gets it up to Weston, who gets it to Hoffman on the fast break. Great layup, great finish there. As he had a defender in his face, Hoffman able to finish. Minute 20 to go here. Rebels up 33-22.
That was a good job by Carter Hoffman to use his body.
Great job.
Be able to get that ball up.
Good defense there by Ridge as he steals it away from Reutz. Good pass there to Holmes from Carter Scott. Good court vision there as Holmes got to the block and Carter Scott got it to him. Matson tries to get it over to Reutz, and that will go out of bounds. Big last few possessions for the Rebels, Colin.
You know, we are in Wyoming. Coach Cornea could call for last shot right here with 55 seconds remaining.
And that may very well be the case. What do you think, Colin, do you want to get out of the habit of not getting a shot off in 35 seconds, or is it a win in Rome situation?
I believe that you still got to play your offense. That's going to be the second foul called on Madsen. Put Ridge Lungren to the line. That's called freedom of movement there. Ridge is trying to cut through the lane, and Madsen just would not let him, and that's a big point of emphasis this year for us officials. So it's good to see it called a little bit.
First foul shot is no good for Ridge. 43 seconds to go here. Rebels find themselves up 13. Mountain View had closed the gap to as close as 7, I believe. and the Rebels able to make a run there.
I don't think Coach Dustin Reese was very happy with Madsen. That is on that second foul.
Yeah, you don't want to put Lungren at the line, and he gets 1 of 2 there. Give his side a lead, 36-22. Madsen looking to drive. He kicks it over to Colangelo. Colangelo loves those corner threes, and he does get that one. 36-25 now as Carter Scott brings the ball up. 25 seconds to go here in the first half. Ridge over to Weston, who gives it to Holmes in the corner. That is up and bounces off the mark. Reutz with the rebound there. Madsen drives to the hole, and that is good. Good, strong drive by Madsen. 36-27 for the Rebels. 6 seconds to go. The ball is in Lundgren's hands. It's a good place to be. 2-1. He puts it up, and it is just off. So, Colin, we got a great game on our hands. The Rebels go into the half 36-27. And we will go to a quick break. When we come back, our Student of the Week segment, and then we will go over the stats so far in this game. We will be back after this. This is a T7 Propane production of Rebel Basketball, online at mylocalradio.com and listening in 98.3 KDQ FM.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
It is time now for our Standout Student segment, and I am excited to be talking to Ridge Lungren. Ridge, how's it going? Sounds like it's the end of an hour or the start of an hour.
Yep, just got out of math class.
Who's your math teacher?
Mr. Smith.
Awesome. And you're on your way to seminary?
Yep.
Okay, well, we'll make this quick. Man, you're already a junior. How are things going so far in your junior year?
It's a little overwhelming, but it's pretty fun to be able to go out and work hard in these college classes and regular classes.
So are you working towards an associate's degree?
Yeah, I'm going to set myself up for an associate's, but depending on if I want to play at a community college that only offers 2 years, I might stop and settle for a GE.
And we'll talk about school here in a minute. Let's chat about opening game was last weekend at Wendover. How did you feel things went down there?
I feel like we played pretty good for not starting until later than they did. They were coming into their 5th game, and it was our first. So had a little bit of jitters, and we just got out and got the W.
And Ridge, this weekend you go to the Bridger Valley tournament, and you've got Mountain View, Little Snake, and Wind River. Do you know much about these teams, and how are you feeling about this tournament in Wyoming?
I'm feeling pretty good. I know vaguely about them, but I haven't scouted them much, so.
It's going to be an awesome time, and I'm sure you guys will do great. So, Ridge, how has it been? I had talked to Drake at the end of the football season. He had said one of the things he was excited about with basketball starting was being able to be around Ridge again. How's it been for you to, obviously you go to school with these guys, but you put a lot of time in this fall into basketball while they were playing football. How has it been to reunite with those guys on a playing surface?
Yeah, it's been good to break that bridge down and start hanging out with my guys more. It's fun getting to know how they've changed and how this year's going to be.
Based off how you guys were passing the ball and other things, it seems like chemistry shouldn't be an issue this year. You guys jumped right into it from the get-go.
Yeah, totally true. I'm pretty sure 16 of our 21 points was scored off an assist. Or 21 baskets was.
So, Rich, talk to us about, you're very involved in the AAU circuit. Obviously, that's helped your game a lot. What other things have you enjoyed about playing AAU? Is it's becoming more and more popular around here and around the country for sure? What are some things that have really benefited you doing that AAU?
I think just getting to put myself in an awkward situation with new kids that I don't know, and just learning how to play with them and have to get to know them and build chemistry up from nothing, since I came from such a small town, and I've been playing with these kids ever since I was like a little boy.
Rich, how's it been, because your dad's heavily involved with that as well? What does that do for your guys' relationship, spending all that time together? Obviously, he coaches some other team within the league that you're in, but you do get a lot of time together. What's that been like, doing that with your dad?
It's been really good for our relationship. We've been able to go through some hard things and definitely some fun times, and it's been really good to spend time together and have some new experiences.
So, Ridge, what's your outlook on the season this year? There's obviously big expectations, but a very competitive 1A league and 1A field. What are you thinking for this year? What are your expectations?
We want to finish at least a 5th seed, and we want to be in that state championship game again and play without any fear.
Do you feel that last year in that championship game, after the first half was over and the jitters were out, that you felt you were on the same playing field as Panguitch and want to get back there again to challenge them again?
Yeah, this time definitely, because that first half we just were a little bit nervous and we didn't realize that we could actually go out there and play with them.
Well, Ridge, we wish you the best of luck this week, and like I say, a big tournament that's going on that'll be fun for you guys to play in. Whenever I do the Standout student interviews, I like to finish it up with you giving a shout out to a teacher that's had an impact on you these last 3 years. Is there a teacher that comes to mind?
Yeah, I can't be biased, but for sure my dad.
Yeah, we talked about the AAU, the time you spent. What about at school and being in his classes? What's that been like for you?
He never brings our outside relationship into the classroom, and he always just jokes around with me and has a fun interactive vibe about him.
Ridge, I thought of another question as you're talking about kind of the fun atmosphere. The group of friends you have, the junior boys, it seems like you guys have a very tight-knit, fun group. What's that been like growing up with the group of guys that you have? Seniors as well. It just seems like you guys have a very good time together. What does that do for you on the basketball floor, having the relationship that you guys do together?
I think it allows me to not be as nervous, and if I want to joke around about something, they're easily joking back, and we can play less nervous and more fun.
Well, we look forward to you doing that all season long, Ridge, and have big expectations for you and the rest of the Rebels. So good luck, and we'll see you there.
Yep, thanks, Bradley.
Okay, see you, man.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
Welcome back to our listeners. This is the halftime show. Rebels currently up 9 as they a lot of back and forth action in that first half. Colin, what do we have stat-wise? A little stat summary of that first half.
So leading the Buffaloes tonight, both Madsen and Colangelo both end up with 10 in that first half. Linford has 2, Walker has 3, and Kaiser has 2. And for the Rebels, leading the way is Carter Scott with 11, but that helps with those 3 3-pointers he come off the bench and hit, and then a couple of free throws. Carter Hoffman has 6, Ridge Lungren has 6, Drake Weston with 5, Daniel Smith with 4, and Jet Holmes with 4. And as you said, the first quarter was back and forth quite a bit. The Rebels pulled out to a 9-16 lead after the first quarter, and the Buffaloes were able to cut into that just a little bit. Or actually, the Rebels built on that just a little bit with a 9-point lead at half, 27-36, going into the locker room. And I'm sure Coach Cornea is telling our kids to keep doing exactly what they're doing, keep pushing the ball, crash the boards really hard, and keep sharing the ball because, as you can see, we've had plenty of scores. Jet Holmes coming off the bench with 4 and Carter Scott coming off the bench with 11 has really helped the Rebels, and I think Coach Cornea is going to be pleased with the effort the Rebels have put out tonight. The 2 big things we need to worry about, though, is Riker Hoffman and Daniel Smith both had to go to the bench with 3 fouls. On the Buffalo side, you got Madsen with 2, Walker with 2, Race Carr with 2. So not as bad for the Buffaloes as far as foul trouble, but I mean, I thought it was a very good officiated first half. They let them play a little bit. They banged a little bit, and they got what they had to. We did have quite a few foul shots, though. Let's see, Madsen went 4 for 4. Walker 1 for 2. Colangelo 2 for 4. And on the Rebels side, you had Smith go 2 for 2. Drake Weston went 3 for 6. Lungren went 1 for 2. Carter Hoffman 0 for 2, and Carter Scott went 2 for 2. So we did have quite a few free throws shot there in the first half. So
yeah, that's true.
Continue what we're doing, and I think it's going to come down to the wire on this one.
I agree, and that, you know, the point that I want to make is just how huge of a lift that was from Carter Scott coming off the bench with those 3 threes, especially those 2 back-to-back ones. I mean, that really created some gap that was needed that the Buffaloes really haven't gotten to close in on quite yet, and if you're the Rebels, you want to prevent that. One matchup I'm looking forward to continue to watch, Colin, in this second half is Madsen, you know, and Drake Weston. I mean, they have been battling at the perimeter. They play very similarly, you know. They're very aggressive, fast, and that's been one that I'm going to keep an eye on. And you just hope while they're killing each other off that the Rebels will have some other guys step up and go to the hole, which is a lot of what happened in that first half.
Yeah, those two definitely. It's in your face defense, and you're going to have to beat me. And both of them are very quick, very agile, and they're not playing defense with their hands, is what I like to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's just flat out, I'm in your face, and you got to get around me or pass the ball. It's been great to watch.
And I agree with you, Colin. I think it's been officiated well this first half. These games are hard to officiate, I imagine. With two such physical teams, you can't call everything, but you want to let them play too. But you got to keep control of the game, and I thought that was done well this first half. So we'll see what this second half brings. We'll go to a quick break, just a minute to go until this much-awaited second half.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
We are back, and as you said, Colin, I think we have a very good second half ahead of us. I don't see either team getting blown out in this second half. It's probably going to be a tight-knit battle till the very end.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, a 9-point lead, I'm sure Coach Cornea isn't real comfortable with that. Let's see what the Rebels can do. They're going to start out on defense here in this second half, and it'll be fun to watch the rest of this ballgame.
So again, Rebels up 36-27 as this second half begins. And Madsen brings it up across the timeline. Kicks it over to Walker. Walker back to Madsen. Madsen looking to drive. He takes a step back three, and that is good. That is just what the doctor ordered for Mountain View as they cut the lead to 6 here early on in the first half. Weston looks to drive. He kicks it over to Scott. Back over to Weston. Gives a head fake. Kicks it over to Lungren, who gets it down to Smith. Daniel trying to get it back to the other side of the floor, and that is tipped out of bounds by Mountain View.
Tipped by Linford and up to the bottom of the basket there, and so hitting the standard there is what caused it to go out of bounds.
Ridge, the inbounder here, tries to get it to Carter Hoffman. That'll be kicked by Kaiser on the inbound, so we will give this another try here. So the Rebels are stacked. Ridge trying to get it in there. He gets it to Daniel Smith. Over to Carter Scott. Open three. Off the mark there. Kaiser with the rebound. He gets it up to Madsen. Here's the battle that we've been talking about between Madsen and Weston. He kicks it over to Walker. Then to Colangelo. Colangelo takes a step back. Now Linford, he hands it off to Kaiser. Kaiser goes to the hole. Gets it outside to Madsen. Madsen puts it up. No good. Ridge Lungren with a good rebound there. Gets it up the floor. Perfect pass to Carter Hoffman. Just off the mark. Drake Weston now attempts the three, and that is off as well. Carter, a great rebound. Making up for that missed basket before. Good, strong rebound, and he will go to the line shooting 2.
And just good battle once again there by Carter Hoffman. And that's going to be Kaiser's second first-team foul of the quarter.
Sometimes you can tell the guys who love football the most by how they play basketball, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Very physical and aggressive down there. First shot is off the front of the iron. 6:43 to go in the third quarter.
As Race Carr checks back in for the Buffaloes.
So Hoffman going for the second foul shot here. It is up, and this time good. 37-30 for the Rebels. Mattson passes it to Walker at the 3. That is hard off the back. Good rebound there by Race Carr. Back up to Mattson at the top of the key. Mattson passes it over to Carr. Carr then to Colangelo. Colangelo drives in, then dishes quickly to Carr. That was a good play there. Walker, step back 3. Just off the mark. Carter Scott with the rebound there. That touched every part of the rim before going out. Scott gets to Weston. Weston drives to the hole, and they're going to call a foul there. So that is Carr who meets Weston in the air at the basket. Drake will shoot 2.
That's going to be Carr's third, second on the Buffaloes. And honestly there, Bradley, I'm not bashing on the officials at all, but I thought Carr went straight up. I thought that was good defense.
Drake does a good job at drawing contact on these drives that he has. He'll probably shoot the most foul shots of the team this year, I'd imagine, with the style that he plays.
And he's very aggressive downhill, straight to the rim, and it's good to see. It's fun to watch.
Yep. 6 minutes to go here as Weston is able to get that second foul shot. 38-30, Mattson gets it across the timeline over to Walker. Back to Mattson. Mattson passes it up to Kaiser, to Colangelo, back to Walker at the top. Walker takes a dribble to the left, attempts a 3, has off the back iron. Ridge Lungren with a good rebound there. Ridge gets it across half court. He tries to get past Kaiser, passes it up to Riker at the top, and that is just off the mark as well.
Colangelo pulls down that rebound for the Buffaloes and heads down court.
Colangelo looking for a man. He gets it to Mattson. Mattson looks to reset things to the top as he has a man setting a screen. He passes it back over to Linford to Colangelo. Colangelo looking for Walker underneath and back to Mattson at the top. Mattson has a step on Weston and he gets to the basket. Mattson has been very tough for the Buffaloes so far today.
He has all 5 points for the Buffaloes in this second half.
Pass nearly deflected there and to Scott in the corner, and that is good. Adjust my score there. 41-32 after that three-pointer for Carter Scott in the corner. Linford goes in for the layup, and that is no good. Weston with the rebound. Gets it up to Scott, who gets it to Ridge in the corner for a 3, and that is good. 2 big back-to-back threes for the Rebels. That is big, Colin, as they now have a 12-point lead, 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Coach Dustin Reese is going to call a timeout and talk about the defense. Transition defense is what it's been for the Buffaloes. So
we'll be back after this. This is the Bear Lake Fan Cam coming up here, brought to you by Gary McKee and Bear Lake Realty.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners.
We're back. Thank you to Gary McKee and Bear Lake Realty for the Bear Lake Realty Fan Cam. If you're looking for a home in the Bear Lake area, Gary McKee and his team there have a great wealth of knowledge of the area. That will bring us back to the game here. 4 minutes, 24 seconds to go. Rebels up 44-32 after those back-to-back threes by Carter Scott and Ridge Lungren. Matson picks the ball up and gets it over to Colangelo. Colangelo drives. He is stopped there by Carter Scott, who gets it to Linford, then to Kaiser. Back to Colangelo with the top. He passes it over to Matson, who tries to drive to his right. Weston there, very good defense as Carter Hoffman is there for the rebound. He passes it ahead to Riker Hoffman. Riker then over to Ridge. Ridge now has it at the top of the key, and he will hand it off to Carter Scott at the top. Scott gets it over to Lungren. Lungren pulls up from 3, and that is off, but Carter Hoffman there for the rebound, an offensive rebound. Now to Scott up top. Ridge has it on the left wing, and they will dribble it up to the center. Over to Weston on the left wing. Weston kicks it to Hoffman. Carter Hoffman at the top. Carter over to Riker Hoffman. Sets a screen for Riker. Riker gets it. Carter takes the baseline, tries for the reverse layup. That will not go. Linford with the rebound, gets it up to Matson. Matson drives to the hole. He is met there by Lungren, and that will send Matson to the line, shooting 2.
It's going to be Lundgren's second team foul of the quarter. And I think that's the same call they made down here on this other end, and I mean, consistency is all a coach can ask for.
Yep, very similar play there. 3:05 left in the third quarter as Matson is good on his first foul shot attempt. 44-33 for the Rebels.
Matson is 5 for 5 from the line.
He's a very good foul shooter. I've been impressed with him all aspects of his game tonight.
Yeah, and that hesitation dribble he had there to get by Drake was pretty impressive there too.
So Daniel Smith has checked in for Riker Hoffman. Shot is up, and he will not be affected by the commentator jinx. He's able to go 6 for 6 tonight. 44-34 for the Rebels. Scott hands it to Ridge, who kicks it out to Scott on the right wing. Over to Smith, who gives it to Ridge, who is on the right wing. He tries to drive in. He backs it out, gets it to Carter Hoffman on the baseline. Carter battling under there, and he gets it up for good, strong 2 points here into every inch of that one. 2:36 left in the third quarter as Walker has it on the wing, looking for an open man. He'll take it for himself. Hoffman, good defense there as Walker has to kick it back out to Kaiser. Kaiser to Linford up at the top. Linford goes to his left, hands it off to Walker. Walker tries to drive again. Hoffman is there with the help of Carter Scott coming in, and they're going to get Daniel Smith with a foul.
It's going to be Daniel's 4th. 2 minutes remaining in the third. That's tough.
So Riker's going to come in for Daniel. It is a tough time when you're in foul trouble. You feel a little bit debilitated out on the floor.
And Dash Madsen has all 7 of Mountain View's points for this quarter.
And there he is from the corner 3, and that is good. 46-37 for the Rebels with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Carter Scott thinks about it. He pump fakes and then drives off the front of the rim. Good drive, just was not able to finish. As Royts gets the rebound, takes it coast to coast and to the hole. Good run here for the Buffaloes. Scott gets it to Lungren on the left wing. Lungren met there. Step back 3 is good. Ridge able to extend that lead to 10 now. A minute and a half to go here as Walker looks to attempt a 3, but he holds up looking for a man. He's got Royts underneath with Lungren guarding him. Gets it back up to Matson.
Great defense by Drake.
Yep, Matson able to keep his feet, but Drake is right on top of him. Matson looking to make things happen with a minute 10 here, minute 9. Gets it over to Walker on the left wing. He's going to attempt a 3 off the front iron. Carter Hoffman with the rebound. He gets it out to Riker in transition, and they're going to call an offensive foul, and that's the 4th foul for Riker.
And that's a great call there by Mr. Freeze coming in that transition. He was able to get set up, and he was there before Riker left his feet. That's a good call.
So 57 seconds to go here. Whoa.
That's going to be a technical foul.
So Fons Beck, he went to sub in and just miscommunication there. Bit of a hockey substitution. So that will lead to a technical. Big technical, 53 seconds to go here. If you're Fonsbeck, you got to shake that off, though, once you get into the game.
Yeah, you definitely have to. And, I mean, that is a technical foul, team foul, but it's just a mistake. You got to live with it.
So, Colin, Madsen is better when he has guys in front of him.
Yeah.
That's the first miss from a very good foul shooter tonight. Madsen puts the other one up, and this time it is off. So, no harm, no foul. So, now it's Carter Grohl going in. So could Fonsbeck not go in because of that? Or is that just
I think the coach decided to pull him back.
Gotcha.
His head probably isn't in it now.
Yeah.
He's on the bench, and you can see that as Riker checks out, and he walks up to Fonsbeck and lifts him up off the bench and says, hey, don't worry about it. So that's great senior leadership.
Yep, and no points came from it as both those foul shots were missed. 52 seconds to go here in the third quarter. That is a foul on Carter Hoffman.
It's going to be his second, fifth team foul of the quarter. Less than a minute remaining as Walker's going to step to the line to shoot two. So we're going to take that back. That is not, Mr. Freeze comes back over to the table and he's saying that it is a team technical, not a personal technical.
So that puts them into the bonus then. So the first shot is up and good for Walker. He will now attempt his second one, trying to pull it within 8 as there's 52 seconds to go here in the third quarter. His shot is up and good. 49-41 here for the Rebels. Weston gets it across the timeline, dribbling to his left, passes it off to Hoffman. Hoffman gets it to Ridge, and in the middle of the key, he gets it up to Scott. Scott kicks it to Carter Grohl at the corner, to Ridge. Ridge is going to drive. He spins and gets there, but not able to finish. 28 seconds to go. Buffaloes would love another score to end the quarter as they are down 8. Walker backing it up. Hoffman on him. They're going to play for the last shot here. 15 seconds to go. Walker picks up his dribble and looks for a man, and he gets it off to Reutz. They're obviously going to, trying to get it to Madsen. Madsen drives through, and they're going to do an offensive foul. Carter Grohl coming off the bench and getting a huge charge foul, and same thing, Rob. Carter was there, planted his feet.
And that's going to be Madsen's third.
That is a big call right before the end of the third quarter.
And Grohl did a great job. He slid over, got in front, established legal guarding position, and took that contact from Madsen. Just a great job by Grohl.
So as time expires, Carter Scott tries to scoop it from half court, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Rebels up 49-41. I have a feeling we have a very exciting fourth quarter coming up after this. This is a T7 Propane production of Rich Rebel Basketball. Online at mylocalradio.com, listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about 3 things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for 2 reasons. 1, it's the best way to reach your local audience, and 2, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
We are back. One more quarter of action left as the Rebels are up 8. As Ridge Lungren brings up the ball. Drake Weston at the top of the key hands it off back to Ridge. Ridge looking for a man for help. He gets it to Weston. Weston gets a pick from Riker. He will then drive in, dish it off to Carter Hoffman, who drives in, and that's good.
What a move by Carter Hoffman and a strong finish.
He is good at the acrobatics for sure. 51-41. Big shot there, as you want to keep a 8 to 10 point gap here against these impressive Buffaloes, but the Rebels have come to play tonight. Very impressive showing so far.
And Madsen was able to score 10 points in that third quarter, which matched his first half total.
Yeah, he had a big quarter. So that is tipped. They're going to give it to the Rebels. So they're saying that the Buffaloes tipped that as Hoffman passes it in to Ridge. 7 minutes to go here. This is going to go by quick with how intense this is. Ridge passes it off to Riker, who then gets it to Drake. They're going to call Drake for a travel there.
Good call.
Let's see who's deciding what to do there. 6:58 here in the fourth quarter.
Drake established his pivot foot with his right foot and then switched it to his left. And that's not called a lot in high school anymore, but it is a travel.
Madsen with the ball now. You have to keep him under wraps for sure. He passes that off to Carr. Back to Madsen. Walker stopped by Hoffman. Offensive foul there, so
I think that's going to be an illegal screen called on Race Carr. Yep, that's
gotcha.
Exactly what it is.
I was looking at Walker, so I didn't understand what happened there. So moving screen by Carr will result in the offensive foul.
That's going to be Carr's fourth, first team foul of the quarter, and Coach Reese doesn't like that one. As Colangelo checks back in for Reut for the Buffaloes.
Ridge looking to drive, stop there, hands it off to Scott, to Weston, back to Ridge at the left corner. He takes the baseline, gets there, good strong drive by Ridge.
Good baseline move by Ridge.
Yeah, he does well from the baseline. 6:25 to go here, 53-41 for the Rebels. Reutz puts up a shot, that is off the back iron. Ridge battling for it, and they're going to call a jump ball here between Ridge and Carr, and it'll stay here. Possession stays with the Buffaloes. Down the stretch, though, you want to get the possession back to you, so that's a good rebound there by Ridge.
And I love the way, all the Rebels are battling for boards.
Yes, they are. Reut's a good move there, good strong move. Oh, Kaiser, a great drive there for the 2-point bucket. Weston has it in the corner, gets it to Hoffman, but not able to handle it there at the middle of the key. Great defense there by Riker, and he's able to keep it alive and get it back in bounds to Weston, who goes for the layup, dishes it off the last second to Carter Hoffman. Great play there between the two. It started all with Riker, Hoffman down the other end, calling as he kept the ball alive, threw it back in, and that led to a 2-on-1. Weston with the unselfish move at the last second, giving it off to Carter Hoffman.
And a great finish with the left hand, too.
Yes, exactly.
And Coach Dustin Reese doesn't like, he thought Riker Hoffman traveled as he stole that ball. I don't think he did from up here, but Coach Reese is not happy with that no call there.
Well, if you're the Buffaloes and you have the potential to, you got to start scoring. Down 12 with 5:49 left in the fourth quarter. Both teams have a few guys with 4 fouls. It's going to be an interesting last about 6 minutes here in Mountain View. So a reminder, tomorrow the Rebels will take on Wind River. I'm going to double check on the times there. I believe it's 12 and 3:30. But let me confirm there.
And I'm bailing on you again tomorrow. I apologize.
Well, it's been fun to have you here tonight. I'm glad you were able to make it.
While you're looking at that, we do have Riker Hoffman and Daniel Smith with 4. The Buffaloes have Race Carr with 4 and Madsen with 3. So there are a few within foul trouble. If Madsen's to pick up his 4th in this fourth quarter, I don't know what I would do if I was in Coach Reese's shoes, because he's a guy you got to have on the floor.
So the games are at 12:30 and 3:30 tomorrow, as Madsen will now bring the ball up, looking to get things going here as they're needing a score. Colangelo with the drive, tries to get the acrobatic finish. Weston with the rebound, gets it to Riker Hoffman. Good defense there by Walker to break things up. And there goes Madsen to the hoop. Not able to finish, but a good second effort there. Good putback. without coming back down.
To pad his stats there.
That's right.
With that offensive
with the rebound, yep. Weston gets it in the corner, goes for the drive, and they are going to stay consistent with the offensive foul calls, and that will be on Weston as Walker goes down. Hopefully he's all right, slow to get up.
It's going to be Drake's second.
5:09 here to go in the fourth quarter. Rebels up 10.
You know, and a couple possessions ago, Riker Hoffman just walled up instead of trying to jump, and having the 4 fouls is what prevented him from jumping.
Absolutely.
And to me, that's better defense right there. I mean, a block looks cooler for sure, but that's better defense, and I like that he's playing that way. And it's good to see Walker get up and be able to walk off on his own power.
Yep, hopefully we'll see him back in before the night's over. Number 2, Colby Reutz, the sub in for him, as Madsen passed it to Carr, who gets it over to Reutz. They're trying to make things happen underneath. Carr gets it over to the side, and Hoffman, good rebound there, gets it up to Weston on the right side. Weston behind his back over, and it is stolen by Colangelo from behind. Good effort there. He gets it to Madsen on the outside. Madsen kicks it over to Kaiser, then to Reutz. They get it into Colangelo. A wide open, Reutz underneath. He gets fouled on the putback. So he will go shoot for 2. 4:27 to go here in the fourth quarter.
And I like that call there by the official. He had a little patient whistle. He didn't call it right away. And Carter did affect that shot with the hand to the back. So it wasn't a lot, so we made sure it didn't go in. And it didn't, so he called it.
Reutz shooting for 2 here. First one off the front iron as Linford will check back in for Carr.
And these are Reutz's first 2 free throws attempts of the ball game.
So the second shot is up and good. Cutting the lead to 9 for the Rebels. 4:27 to go here in the fourth quarter. Weston across the timeline. He hands it off to Carter Hoffman. Daniel Smith sets a screen for him. Carter drives to the hoop, and he is fouled there. And we are not near the bonus yet, so the Rebels will take the ball under the hoop and keep possession.
It's going to be Linford's second team foul.
So he's shooting.
Carter was in the process of shooting, so they're going to send him to the line.
Which was the exact opposite from earlier, Rob. There was a lot of those Snake River ones that I thought for sure was shooting. I thought that one was on the ground as well. I'm surprised we're shooting here. But Carter Hoffman going to shoot for 2 here. First one is up and off the front iron.
You know, and we talk about the way Drake's been on Madsen, and I wasn't able to watch the Little Snake game earlier, but Drake has put out a lot of effort, and I wonder how much leg he's going to have tomorrow.
Right. Yep. There's a lot of gas being spent by both sides right now. Madsen gets it across after that. Hoffman make 56-46, 4:08 to go here in the game. Linford underneath against Smith. Great defense by Daniel.
Good wall up, just straight up, and that comes back to he has 4. He knows he can't jump, and
great defense.
Better defense.
Yep. Great defense there, and so the Rebels will take over. 4:03 to go here, up 10. Good spot to be in if they can just take their time, work the clock, get some more points on the board.
And that's going to be Linford's third team foul of the quarter on the Buffaloes.
Weston hands it off to Scott, who gets it to Lungren. Lungren at the top of the key, taking his time. He kicks it over to Weston. Weston drives the baseline, gets it to a wide open Scott. Good vision there, and that is good. I love that play, Colin. Drake took the baseline, sucked everyone in, and found a wide open, red-hot Carter Scott as Madsen goes to the hole. That comes off hard. Oh, and they're going to call a jump ball. Gotcha. So a jump ball on the rebound there as Ridge tries to tear it away, but they both had it long enough for it to be a jump ball. Rebels will get the ball. 3:25, up 13. Drake passes it over to Ridge. Ridge gets it across, back to Weston. Weston drives to the hole, and they are going to say it was off of a Buffalo defender.
Good hard drive there by Drake. Linford was able to poke it out of his hands and out of bounds. Stays Rebel basketball.
Lungren, the inbounder. He gets it off the chest of Hoffman. Drake tries to get there. They're going to call that on Hoffman, though. We'll call that a hustle foul.
Hoffman's third, team third.
3:10 here in the fourth quarter. Rebels up 13. Matson trying to make things happen here as he kicks it out to Kaiser. Kaiser over to Colangelo. Back to Matson. Matson hits Kaiser, who's open on the wing. He drives and dishes. Colangelo has it on the right wing. Back down to Kaiser. Miscommunication as Reutz moved to his left.
Rebels leads 13. They just need to take care of the basketball, take good shots, and continue to rebound like they have been.
Buffalo's into a full court press. Rebels able to break that as Weston has it on the wing, then to Lungren, who's got it right at half court. Gets it back to Weston. Weston looking to drive against Matson. He passes it off to Carter. Carter takes a dribble and then back to Weston. Weston backs it out. He's going against Kaiser now. Hands it to Ridge. Ridge gets it to Scott in the corner, back to Ridge. Carter's open at the high post, and he kicks it out to Drake. 2:06, they've run a lot of clock down on this possession. Good drive and dish there by Weston to Daniel, but that is poked away by a Buffalo. Good pass there by Reutz to Matson as Matson goes with the pump fake and then is fouled. Trying to go back up. We'll see if they call it down or is he shooting.
He's calling it down, I believe. That's going to be on Ridge. Ridge is third. Fourth team foul of the quarter as Riker Hoffman's going to check in for Ridge as Ridge comes up limping just a little bit after Skyen did try to get that block.
So 1:55 to go here. You hope Ridge is good. He looks like he's walking better already. So 1:55 to go. Rebels up 13. Just looking to close this one out against a good Mountain View team. Wide open Linford cuts to the basket. Good pass there by Matson. Weston brings up the ball, passes it over to Scott. Back to Weston, who does get it across. He's now double teamed. Lex got a timeout before a backcourt could happen. Good timeout there. We're going to go to break. Minute 42 to go here in this game. Rebels up 59-48. We'll be back after this.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
Colin will make note that an exciting JV boys game happened before this one. The Rich JV boys beat Mountain View's JV in double overtime by 3, it sounds like. So
yeah, it sounds like it was a great game as we were in here calling a good game between the Mountain View Buffaloes and Rebels on the ladies' side. So competitive games, and I mean it's
a great tournament to come to.
It's fun to come over here and play these little bit bigger Wyoming schools and the competition you get.
So ball is inbounded to Weston. That is tipped away by Matson. 1:38 to go here. Mountain View trying to get one last effort in to cut this lead in a very short amount of time.
Lungren's going to check back in. That's a good sign for the Rebels as Carter Scott's going to take a little bit of a break.
Carter Scott, what a day he's had. Smith gets it to Hoffman, who gets it to Ridge underneath. Bounces off the foot. Weston's scrambling for the jump ball, and there is going to be a jump.
That's going to be Mountain View basketball, I believe.
Minute 31 here to go. Mountain View does have the ball now. Neither team is in the bonus. Rebels up 11.
Next foul on the Rebels will send the Buffaloes to the line, though. That'll be their 5th.
Matson being guarded heavily by Weston. He gets it over to Colangelo, guarded by Hoffman. Linford now has it on top, gets it back to Matson. He's looking to fire. He tries to drive inside. Good defense by Daniel Smith. Gets it back out to Reutz, who puts it up, and that is off the side. Good move by Lungren. Yep, he's moving just fine, so we're doing good there. Minute to go here as Ridge gets it up to Weston. Weston then to Riker. Back up to Ridge up top. 57 seconds to go here. We'll see what the Buffaloes do here, what kind of urgency they have. Weston in the corner for 3. That is good.
And that might be the dagger.
I believe we did just see the dagger as Weston hits that from the corner. Rebels up 62-48 as the Buffaloes have it knocked out of bounds. 41 seconds to go here.
And the Rebels just need to take care of the basketball right here. They're going to press. Make sure you've got good passes. Just take care of the basketball. 30 seconds remaining in this game.
Inbound to Weston, gets it over to Ridge, over to Hoffman. Weston back with it on the wing with Matson on him, and that will be a foul on Matson. No bonus yet as we are locked in at 4 apiece.
It's going to be Matson's 4th with 25 seconds remaining. And just a great team effort tonight by the Rebels and
it really
the Buffaloes.
Was. Really was. Yep. Weston gets it, tries to do the hop step, and that will be a travel. Took one too many there.
That's a good call.
22 seconds to go here. Rebels up 62-48. So this group of boys splits. Mountain View wins in football. The Rebels are going to take this one home in basketball as Matson hits a 3 there to cut it to 13. And Coach Reese is going to take a timeout here as we've got 13 seconds on the clock. Yeah, just piggybacking off what you're saying, Colin, really proud of the Rebels tonight. I mean, this is a game you can come into intimidated, because it's an athletic group. It's at their home floor. It's your second game of the night. But the Rebels really, they came to play. Right off the bat, the Buffaloes had some momentum, but the Rebels matched it and have been able to stay in front the rest of the game.
And honestly, I think playing this second game, they come out 27-36 halftime score. About taking a little bit off of that, I think the legs of both teams have kind of given away for tonight. So tomorrow definitely could be interesting after 2 hard games today. So
they're young. We've got no excuse. No, they're playing 3 games in 2 days. It's a tough feat, and once again, Rebels will play. The Lady Rebels will play at 12:30 tomorrow against Wind River, and the boys at 3:30. So there is one game in between, so it will not be a continuous stream. There's one game separating the 2 games.
So 13 seconds left. The Rebels will have to get the ball across half court. Once you do that, then you can just run the clock out. But I'm looking, if Coach Reese called a timeout, I'm looking for a quick foul here if they don't get a steal.
So Daniel Smith does get it, gets it back to Ridge. Ridge able to get past the defender and pass half court. They try to steal from behind, so they were just trying to get a steal there. 4 seconds. We are going to dribble this thing out, and the Rebels will take home the victory. Great game there. That was a fun one, Colin.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was a good, hard-fought battle by both sides. The Buffaloes, I don't think, have much to hang their head on. They did come out and play really, really hard. The Rebels just outlasted them a little bit, a little deeper on the bench, I believe. So, great game for both sides tonight.
Thank you for those tuning in. We're just going to segue as it's a late night. We got to drive ahead of us. We're just going to segue in. Colin, I'm going to give you a second to go over the final stats there. But there was a lot of good things tonight. We're going to go to break, actually. When we come back, we'll have time to get the stats put together. And when we come back, we'll have the precision play of the game and our Crawford Trough player of the game.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Healthy teeth and gums affect your overall health, including the mental image you have of yourself. That's just one reason that good dental care and hygiene habits should begin at a young age. Healthy teeth mean fewer sick days from school and higher self-esteem. We all want our children to be successful. Teaching them healthy dental habits at a young age with regular cleanings and dental checks is part of the answer. Dr. McKay Frankum serves patients of all ages. Call today and schedule dental appointments for your family. Dr. McKay.
We are back. This is the D. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game, part of our Independent Software Solutions post-game show. Rob and I keep calling you Rob out of habit. Colin and I were talking. Play of the game, there were many. I mean, that was a fun game, but that drive that Drake had to the baseline that sucked everyone in, then he was able to kick it out to Carter Scott for the three at a big moment of the game was something that was impressed on us. And that, speaking of Carter Scott, we'll get to our Crawford Trough Player of the Game. Colin, what kind of impact did Carter Scott have today on this game?
Carter Scott come off the bench tonight and hit two real fast three-point shots that really changed the momentum of the game in the first quarter for the Rebels. He ended up with 17 points tonight. He went 5 for 6 from three-point line, and if my memory serves me correct, he was 5 for 7 for field goals, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Just a great night for Carter Scott, leading the Rebels with 17 points.
And he had some great passes too. And he saw the court well. And you know, Colin, a lot of people put a lot of weight on those that start. I mean, everyone wants to start, but I love a guy that can come off the bench and bring a lift. I think that is what a huge part of what won this game is that Carter came in, brought a lift from the bench, and we never looked back after that.
And I preferred coming off the bench. I was more of a player to like to see, because I was more of a defensive guy, and I like to see who I was going to be playing against, their strengths, and so I could pick up on that and lift the team in that way, like Carter Grohl did with that offensive foul he picked up there
play too.
As the Buffaloes were making a little run. So.
Yeah, that's also another play of the game right there that Carter Grohl had coming in off the bench. Colin, run through our final stat line there, and then we will wrap things up.
Okay, so Colangelo for the Buffaloes ended up with 10, Linford with 4, Walker with 5, Kaiser with 4, Reutz with 3, and Madsen had a game-high 27 points for the Buffaloes tonight.
He was very
good. And he come out and scored 17 points alone in the second half, where the Buffaloes only scored
10 of those were in the third quarter, right?
Yes. The Buffaloes only scored 30 points in the second half. So he had 17 of those 30, so more than half of those in the second half. On the Rebels side, you had Jet Holmes finished with 4, Daniel Smith with 4, Drake Weston finished with 9, and he had that big 3 in the corner down here in the second half to, kind of put the dagger in the game there. Lungren ended up with 11, Carter Hoffman with 14, and Carter Scott with 17. So again tonight, the Rebels have 3 guys in double figures. Drake Weston right there with 9, almost in double figures. Carter Scott probably had 4 or 5 assists.
Yep.
The one good one to, I believe it was Daniel Smith in the first half.
Yeah, it was. Yep, you're right.
And he did find Jet Holmes for 2 of his points wide open underneath the basket in the first half there. The other thing I think we would just be amiss to not mention was the way Carter Hoffman just battled for boards tonight. He was everywhere on the boards. So just a great team effort for the Rebels. It's good to see them playing as a team. I don't think they care who comes out on top as far as the points in the book, as long as the points on the scoreboard means that the Rebels win the game.
Yeah, very unselfish group, and that's a good recipe for success, Colin. So thank you to all of our listeners. We will be back tomorrow at 12:30 at Lyman High School playing Wind River. We hope that you'll join us. Thanks for tuning in